From Red Wilson Field on the campus of DY High School, it's Cape League Baseball in this Eastern-Western Division matchup between your Cotuit Kettleers and the YD Red Sox. The Kets coming into this game 7-11-2. The Red Sox 12-6-2. Kets met up against another Eastern Division foe, Orleans, yesterday, played to a 2-2 tie. Chris Albright joined alongside Connor Shue. Will be met by the third member of our team, Brooks, shortly. But Connor, that 2-2 game, it looked like the Kets were walking away with a victory there.
It sure did. They had a 2-1 lead going into the top half of the ninth, and Tyler Albanese had Orleans down to their last strike, but Alejandro Garza, he worked a real long count and just waited for the one mistake pitch from Albanese, and he did away with it. Deposited it into left field for a base hit, got a run home, and all of a sudden it was a 2-2 ball game. Kets couldn't quite do it. In the bottom half, went 1-2-3 down against a really good pitcher in Steele Murdoch, and that one ended in a very unceremonious 2-2 tie. So looking for another win. They're 4-2-1 in July, so have still been really solid in this calendar month. So I think there's more good baseball to come. They've already beat YD once this month.
That they have. That was to kickstart this great month. Game 2 against YD of this season series was July 1st. That one was at Lowell Park, and there was plenty of good to take away from that game. The Kets walked away with an 8-2 victory over the Red Sox, and that was almost the start of this new offensive rebirth, we could say.
And it really was, and I think that offensive rebirth happened in those first couple of innings. 6 runs scored between the two. 2 in the first, 4 in the second. The Kettleers put their, I think it was 5 of their first 7 batters on base, all capped off by that Nolan Stevens RBI single. Luke Matthews really brought the boom in his first plate appearance with the Kettleers. Hit a triple on the first pitch he saw, and then we saw Caden Bogenpole come out in the second inning and lace a homer to dead central. So it was a homecoming for new players on the Cotuit roster who really showed out in their first showing in the maroon and white. So it almost unfolded a new chapter of the season with those new players, and we've seen it in how they've played. Again, a 4-2-1 record from that point, including that game.
Well, the Kets are slowly creeping back in the Western Division standings. As it is right now, Hyannis is in first, Falmouth Bourne second and third. Cotuit is ahead of Wareham. Cotuit holding on to that coveted 4th spot. The top 4 teams go to the playoffs in each division. Cotuit is above that threshold. We just played game 20. This is game 21 of the season. Connor, temperature check. How are things looking for the Kets as the back half of the season really determines where you finish?
I think they're looking good. They've really dug themselves out of a hole. There was one point where they only had 2 wins, roughly 11 games into this season, but they've climbed their way up. They have the best offense on Cape in the month of July, and OPS over 900 team-wide in the month. So things are really looking up there. The pitching staff has done well enough. Unfortunately, you've seen some guys meet their innings limits, so guys like James Hayes, Dunn, Zane Coppersmith, Dunn, and those are some really valuable arms, but the Kettleers have done a good job of replenishing with new guys. We saw a couple of new guys come to town, Jonathan Edelman, Chase Carson. But even a new starter today, Ryan Buckler, who's been a staple out of the pen for the Kettleers, going to come out with his 0.00 ERA and try to get something going for a few innings. And again, I think it's that multifaceted game the Kettleers play. Everything has been playing well on each side of the ball, offense, defense. The pitching has been solid. And just the infield defense, too. Jared Vincula at second base is really the keystone of all that at second base, just guiding the truck that is the Kettleers defense. Him and Ryan Farber up the middle, Camden Johnson at the hot corner. Not really much to complain about in this big sample size.
You talk about good teams. Cotuit is great as of recent. YD has been solid seemingly all season. They're comfortably first place in the Eastern Division standings. And one thing that really stands out when looking at the Red Sox is how solid the Sox pitching staff is. There aren't seemingly any cracks. a team ERA of 3.18, and that's been consistent throughout the season.
It has been, and we saw that in the first game that Cotuit played against YD. They only allowed 1 run. Hunter Watkins was spectacular in his outing for the Red Sox, and he blanked the Kets in 5 innings complete, and Ken Deverman did a great job, his best to try and counter that 5 innings of 1-run ball. He pitched into the 6th, but got hit around a little bit, so it's going to be an uphill battle against the Red Sox, who blanked Chatham last night as well, a 3-0 victory for them. And they throw another good pitcher, Michael Catalano, 3.38 ERA at this point in 4 appearances.
That'll take us to tonight's pitching matchup on the mound for the Red Sox, Michael Catalano. And we'll quickly kick it to the third member of our team, Brooke Kilgore.
Guys, the first pitch here at Red Wilson Field marks the 200th toss for YD Red Sox Michael Catalano, one that the rising sophomore is pretty used to. This past spring, the Oklahoma righty notched 27 innings in 22 outings, struck out 35 batters, only allowed 9 walks, and finished with a 4 ERA. His first appearance as a Sooner against Lehigh, Catalano threw a pair of shutout innings with 4 strikeouts in relief. This summer, he's been a force on the mound with 10 2/3 innings pitched, 19 strikeouts, and a 3.38 ERA. In his last outing against Hyannis, he retired the first 10 Harbor Hawks he faced with 6 strikeouts.
Thank you, Brooke, for that quick insight on Michael Catalano, who is on the mound today for the Red Sox. Catalano, 6 foot flat, 191 out of Metzerle. Oh, I butchered that, Louisiana. It's French, I'll tell you. That's going to get me every time, and he'll be making his first start of the season. But he's got a good arm up there.
He does, hard-throwing righty, and he's only finished 1 campaign at Oklahoma through his college career, but he was solid around a 4 earned run average through some high-leverage relief work, pitched nearly 30 innings in a Sooner jersey, and looking for more good stuff here.
We'll take another hit from Brooke Kilgore, and when we return, starting lineups and more from Red Wilson Field.
Brooke Kilgore here following a 2-2 tie against the Orleans Firebirds. I'm here with designated hitter Jack Natilli. Natilli, despite the tie, 2 home runs. This is your back-to-back-to-back game with a home run. Just walk me through how you're feeling today.
Feeling good. I mean, I'm seeing it well, and had struggled early, so it's really good to see some success and help my team through.
Definitely. We saw before you hit that second home run, absolutely clocked on the foot. How did you work through that and manage to send that one?
Just use pitch clock to my advantage, take my time and slow down the at bat, and dictate it and got a fastball up.
What was kind of the message there? You guys were sat at that tie 1-1 for a really long time. How did you guys stay so resilient out there?
Just playing every pitch is the most important one, and we had some hard hit balls that didn't get down that kind of burned us, but going into that 9th, just making every out really hard to get, and it helped us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you again to the third member of our team, Brooke Kilgore, for her 2 hits today, one on Michael Catalano and being able to catch up with Jack Natilli. Very good to hear. And as we get closer to first pitch here at Red Wilson Field for this matchup between the YD Red Sox and your Cotuit Kettleers, we'll take a look at how the Kets step up to bat today.
It's a bit of a different look for the Kets today. The first 3 is pretty typical of the past handful of games. Jared Advincula, Caden Bogenpole, and Ryan Farber batting 1 through 3. But Nolan Stevens steps back into the cleanup spot, his first time there since the first couple of games. Then it's Jack Natilli batting 5th. Easton Winfield back into his starting spot. He started against Brewster, went 3 for 3. Then Luke Matthews back into the order as well, batting 7th. Dean West down to the 8 hole. And Case Sanderson batting 9th. And you'll probably notice no Cam Johnson in the order for the Kettleers. This is his first off day of the season.
First off day of the season is quite impressive. A lot of players in this Cotuit lineup have been here since day one, even before day one. You look at guys that were producing before the season even started when the Cotuit Kettleers took on the Lexington Blue Sox in a exhibition scrimmage. And if memory serves me right, Cam Johnson was one of those guys.
He was, and not to mention he hit a homer in that game against the Blue Sox. So he's been out there for every single game. Him and Ryan Farber, the two Ironmen, and Farber, the only one who will continue that streak. This is a league where you're not expecting guys to go the distance and play the full 40 games plus whatever playoff action you may see, but it's been admirable to see these two be the real Ironmen of this lineup and just come out here day in and day out and play their butts off.
And then looking at the mound for YD, like we mentioned, Michael Catalano on there. The Red Sox behind him, a couple familiar faces, a couple new ones, some guys that are on the way out.
Indeed, and Catalano, like you said, he's been so solid. Didn't allow a run in his final 4 appearances of the regular season with Oklahoma. Finally pitched in the Super Regional against Nebraska, so he was getting in some big games there, and he's parlayed that into a good summer on Cape, 338 earned run average, 10 2/3 innings.
And the lineup behind him tonight as well.
The lineup for the YD Red Sox, Cody Miller, Nolan Traeger batting 2nd, Chris Hakopian batting 3rd and playing 3rd base. To his right, Cody Miller playing short. Sorry, Chris.
You're all good.
Jack Bell at 2nd base. Dean Carpentier at 1st. Connor Capisi at catcher. AJ Soldra playing left. Braden Dowd in center. And Garrett Wright playing right field.
Oh, we've said it before. We'll say it again. We have some fun here in the Kettleers broadcast booth. Even when we're not in the booth on the road, we like to just have some fun. I mean, we're watching baseball, and it should be a fun one here today. 74 degrees. There's some wind. It's blowing in from left center field. Red Wilson Field situated perfectly. Some tall trees in the outfield. Nice 2-story press box. Wood siding, green trim, a white fence surrounding a porch overlooking home plate. Beautiful green grass surrounding the infield dirt. No dirt warning track along the infield. The only dirt in front of the bullpens. So it's a really picturesque park on the campus of DY High School. Good speckle of fans here today. They're filling in, not quite as much as we saw the first game against YD.
It was a good crowd. I mean, that was one of the first 10 games of this season, so fans are still showing out every single game, and that was in that lead up to the 4th of July, so the festivities building up to that point, and that's really the high point in terms of fan volume over the summer typically, but you can see it's still staying to this point, fans popping in droves like you mentioned, Chris.
Catalano finishes his warm-up pitches to Connor Capisi. Jaron Avincula will step up to bat. YD in their home whites, white uniforms, white pants, a thin red pinstripe down the sides. Red Sox in the Boston Red Sox font across their chest. Tricolor caps with the Sox logo on the front panel. Cotuit maroon road uniforms, white pants with the thin maroon pinstripe surrounding, and maroon ball caps. Catalano's ready, tan glove at his chest. The righty on the mound staring down Capisi. Takes a deep breath. Will kick and fire to Avincula. A first pitch ball. First pitch today at 5:01. Consistently getting close to the 5 o'clock starts. The weather again, 74 degrees. Here's the 1-0. It's low, a breaking ball nearly in the dirt. Capisi doing the catching today for YD. Finished up his year at Creighton. He's got all blue catcher's gear. A blue helmet, blue chest protector, and blue pads. The 2-0 is swung on and swiped foul down the third base line. Advincula this season against YD, he's appeared in one of the 2 games against the Red Sox. That was Game 1 back on June 27th. He went 1 for 5. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Advincula. Swing and a miss. Advincula's been having a great season for Cotuit. Much like his season last year. Coming into this game, Advincula hitting .338, 24 hits to his name. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and lined foul down the right field line. Brushes up against some netting. Tall netting going from about halfway down the third and first base lines all the way back behind home plate. Fans can sit all along the foul lines. Here's Catalano's 2-2. Swung on and fouled back over the Whitey third base dugout. Advincula staying alive. Catalano, the pitcher for the Red Sox today. This is his first start on the season out of 5 appearances. The 10 2/3 that he's worked so far, all in relief. He kicks and deals the 2-2. Swung on, this is flared down the left field line, slicing, and it lands fair. Advincula, content with a single, will trot back there as the throw goes to second base. A beautiful piece of opposite field hitting.
And that's just what he does. And that's just what Advincula does, just keeps everything opposite field, knows how to work that side so well as a left-handed batter. You don't see him go pull side for at least the contact hitting that much. When he goes pull side, you see those doubles a little bit more, but he loves just plopping those balls just down the left field line.
Bogeyman up. Farber on deck. The first pitch to Bogeyman is a ball inside. Infield shaded to their lefts, expecting the left-handed hitting Bogeyman to pull. Pickoff attempt back to first base. A ball and no strikes to Bogeyman here in the top of the first. Still no score in this one on a beautiful day here at Red Wilson Field. Overcast skies. Here's the 1-0. Bogeyman takes a breaking ball at the knees. Count even at 1 apiece. Outfield straight away. A very shallow outfield here at Red Wilson Field. To center, it's only about 360. Tall fences prevent any cheap home runs, about 8 feet tall. Another pickoff attempt to first. Advincula safe. Bogeyman had his first appearance as a Kettleer against YD. That was July 1st. He went 1 for 2 with a pair of walks. The 1-1 pitch to him. He takes just a bit outside of the zone. Count now 2-1. Bogeyman hit a home run. It was a 3-run shot his first day as a Kettleer. Cleared the center field fence at Lowell Park. Catalano just fired a pickoff attempt to first. Advincula wasn't even off the bag. Jaron pondering why that was the case. The righty Catalano, glove at his chest. He kicks and deals 2-1. Just a bit inside. Count 3-1 on Bogeyman. Caden with a great eye at the plate. He can work a walk. He's had 6 walks this season in just 7 games. Had 50 in each of his 2 seasons at Missouri State. Here's the 3-1. Upstairs, Bogeyman works a walk. Cotuit now with runners on first and second, and up will step Ryan Farber, who's been tearing the cover off the ball as of recent. In the last 5 games, the switch-hitting Ryan Farber is slashing .474, .545, .789. All those top 5 marks in the Cape in that time frame.
I was going to say that's one of the best weak stretches of any Cotuit hitter, let alone any hitter on Cape this summer. He's been swinging a hot bat, a couple of homers in there as well. He's really been showing off the power stroke.
Farber takes a first pitch strike at the belt. He's hitting left-handed in this at-bat against the righty Catalano. Catalano's still looking to get his first out of the ball game. Cotuit with runners on first and second. Farber showing bunt. Here's the pitch. He chops it foul behind the plate. Count now 0-2 on Ryan. Infield shaded to their lefts, fully preparing Farber to pull. The third baseman, Hakopian, playing closer to the third base bag than second base by a substantial margin. Big gap between the second and third base bag. Count is 0-2. Catalano motioning for the pitch clock to be reset, and it does. Glove side at his chest. 0-2 to Ryan Farber. Farber swings, swipes it foul, back over the screen. Able to catch a piece of that off-speed pitch. Runners on first and second. Advincula's on second. Bogempol is on first. Still no one out. Farber, slight crouch, standing back in the batter's box. Here's the pitch. Sails upstairs, about eye level on Farber. Count now 1-2. Farber in the last 5 games, he's 9 for 19, has a pair of home runs. He's came around to score 7 times. The 1-2. Farber swings and sends it foul down the first base line. Cotuit's first base coach, Nick Melton, was able to make a barehanded play. He's got some garb on already, an arm protector and a sliding mitt. Looks like, no, not as bad, some batting gloves. Farber steps outside of the batter's box to recollect himself, takes a breath, swings his bat once and rests it on his back shoulder. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, soft grounder back towards the pitcher's mound. Catalano goes to second for 1. The relay to first in time. A 1-6-3 double play. Retires the first 2 Kettleers. Advincula scampered to third safely, but that is just a great double play to get out of some trouble. Catalano went right back to second base as soon as he got that ground ball. And the relay from Cody Miller, the shortstop, was on a dime to Carpentier at first. With 1 on, 2 outs, the batter will be Nolan Stevens. The lefty hitting from the cleanup spot for Cotuit. Advincula still on third. The first pitch is a strike at the knees to Stevens. Whitey infield again with the shift. The second baseman, Jack Bell, playing about where a shortstop would, but mirrored across the infield. The 0-1 to Stevens. Swung on, soft grounder right back to the pitcher's mound. Catalano fields it on a hop and will toss underhand to first. 1-3 on the putout. Cotuit strands Advincula at third base. We'll take a break. Bottom of the first coming up. Still 0-0 at Red Wilson Field.
The Kettleers 50-50 raffle is brought to you by 4 Seas Ice Cream in Centerville, the oldest ice cream shop in Massachusetts. They've been in business 91 years, carrying many of the same unbelievable flavors. Visit 4 Seas Ice Cream and taste the difference. Get your 50-50 raffle tickets now.
From bean to bite, sip, savor, and share a moment at Cape Cod Coffee. Their 2 Mashpee locations include the perfect brunch spot at Mashpee Commons and a lunch and dinner restaurant with a full bar right off Route 130. Cape Cod Coffee has also opened a new location in Wareham Crossing, where you can indulge in delicious breakfast, lunch, and dinner options. Visiting any of these locations will leave you absolutely thrilled. Cape Cod Coffee is a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
The Kettleers are sponsored by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 681 Falmouth Road in Mashpee. That's the Callahans from Kinlan Grover Compass, proud sponsors and longtime fans of the Kettleers. Bottom of the the first inning here at Red Wilson Field. Kett still tied with the Red Sox. No score in this one. Due up for the Red Sox today.
Cody Miller's batting leadoff, playing shortstop. Nolan Traeger, the designated hitter, is hitting second. Then it's Chris Akopian batting third. A.J. Soldier in the cleanup spot. Braden Dowd and Dean Carpentier batting fifth and sixth. Garrett Wright, Connor Capisi, and Jack Bell rounding out the lineup 7 through 9. In left field for the Kettleers, behind pitcher Ryan Buckler, is Dean West. In center, it's Caden Bogenpole. In right, Nolan Stevens. Third to first, it's Ryan Farber, Luke Matthews, Jaron Advincula, Case Sanderson. Then Jack Patilli is doing the catching today.
Buckler on the mound today for the Kettleers, sporting a maroon baseball sleeve-length shirt underneath his maroon uniform. Primarily a reliever for the Kettleers. He's had 5 appearances so far this season. This will be his 6th, and this is the only start. So a couple of pitchers today getting their first starting nods. Buckler, the righty on the mound, glove side at his belt, working from the stretch. His first pitch swung on by Miller, caught a piece of it and fouled it into Jack Natilli, the catcher. Natilli will remove his mask, take a walk around the left-handed batter's box, take a deep breath. Appears to be okay. The home plate umpire going to talk things over with Ryan Buckler, just giving the catcher a little bit more time. The umpiring crew today:
Timothy Carey behind the plate, Jake Brickta at first, Glenn Stewart over at third base.
Here's the 0-1 to Cody Miller. Upstairs, count even at 1 apiece. Buckler this season, 6 2/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 5 hits, only 1 run. It was unearned. He's walked none and struck out 4. He rocks. Here's the 1-1. Just a bit upstairs. Count 2-1 on Cody Miller. Miller, the leadoff man for YD, hitting .254 on the season. The 2-1 in there for strike 2. Miller, 5'11", 189, the right-handed hitter out of East Tennessee State. He's had a solid summer, 17 for 67. Scored 12 runs. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball, left side. Coming into plate is Matthews. Throws to first, and it pulls Case Sanderson off the bag. Miller is safe. The throw took a hop to Sanderson, and he just extended too far, pulled him off the bag.
And that's his first time playing in that spot in a few games, so you're kind of getting your feet back under you over there. So I think that's why the tough throw was made over to first. And Sanderson, it's just impossible to make that stretch.
Nolan Traeger up for the Red Sox. A left-handed hitter. The first pitch from Buckler to him, swung on and sent into right field. Coming into play, it is Stevens. He makes the catch on the run. 1 away.
And he really got a good jump on that one. Stevens saw it the whole way off the bat, made a nice basket catch right in front of him.
They rule Cody Miller's infield hit a single. 1 hit apiece so far. Cotuit and YD still scoreless in the bottom of the first. Miller on first base. The batter is Chris Akopian. Swinging a right-handed stick. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. It's low and away. The throw down to second. Not in time. Miller with a successful stolen base. He's now 7 for 2 on the 7 for 9 on the season. Only been caught stealing twice. He's the Red Sox team leader in the stolen base department. The count is a ball and no strikes on Hakopian. Hakopian 6'1", 205. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Miller will be safe. It's a pass ball. Goes to the backstop. Back-to-back stolen bases for Cody Miller. Even though it was a wild pitch, Miller was going before the pitch was fired, so they'll count it a stolen base. Count is 2-0 on Chris Hakopian. Buckler set at the belt, rocking, and now he's set the pitch. Ground ball towards third base, kicks off of Farber's glove. Matthews there for backup, has it and throws to first in time to retire Hakopian, but Miller scores easily on that infield ground out from Chris Hakopian. Does get an RBI to his name. 2 away now, YD up 1-0, and the batter's A.J. Soldra.
And you got to give appreciation to Luke Matthews showing up after he made a tough play over at short earlier and missed the throw. Comes back, gets it off a carom from Farber, and makes a perfect strike over to first.
Soldra, the batter. This lineup up until Soldra goes righty-lefty, righty-lefty. Soldra with a red arm guard on his back left arm. Swats this first pitch foul to the screen. 0-1 on Soldra, who has had an incredible season for YD. Hitting .327, has 4 home runs, 9 ribbies. Middle infield playing deep, the 0-1. Swung on and popped up high, slicing into foul ground down the left field line, and it will land harmlessly near the YD bullpen. No fence between the bullpens at Red Wilson Field and the field of play. YD's is nestled along the left field line, about halfway between third base and the foul pole. Cotuit's down the right field line, but in the outfield. In fact, they all sit in chairs. Pretty much if the fence extends past the foul line, it would be where they're sitting, but the fence cuts off. Overcast skies at 74 degrees, wind still whipping out from left center field. The count is 0-2 on A.J. Soldra with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. The pitch from Buckler, fouled back to the screen. Count will stay put. YD up 1-0, and this matchup, the third time these two teams have met all season. This season series knotted at a game apiece. Plenty of fun baseball here in the second half of the Cape League season. Buckler ready on the mound. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Ryan Buckler strikes out A.J. Soldra to end the first inning. His first of the afternoon. We'll head to the top of the second. Cotuit looking to answer the Red Sox. It will be Natilli, Winfield, and Matthews. This is Cape League Baseball on the Cotuit Kettleers Digital Network.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
When we see our patient, our philosophy is to not just take care of the isolated pathology or problem that they're here for. We look at the care of a patient as the whole patient, how they hold hands with a spouse or partner, how they engage with their children or grandchildren. These are important things in the equation of how we decide optimal treatment for patients, whether that's non-operative or operative intervention. Every patient gets treated as a family member or as a pro athlete in our mind. We provide concierge level of care. That's how we want it done for our own, and that's what we continue to do here in the greater Boston area.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Top of 2 on this cloudy, brisk day in Yarmouth-Dennis, or Dennis-Yarmouth, depending on who you ask. It will be Jack Natilli, Easton Winfield, and Luke Matthews due up for the Kettleers, who trail the Red Sox 1-0, each team with a hit apiece in the first inning. Cotuit had 2 men on with no out, and then a brilliant double play turned by Michael Catalano, the pitcher for the Red Sox, ended any threat. Now 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Kettleers. Jack Natilli, the batter, the righty who just wrapped up his year at Cincinnati. He has been on an absolute heater the past week. The first pitch to Tilly, he takes strike on the lower outside corner. Count 0-1 on Tilly. Just like Ryan Farber, he's been very successful the past 5 or so games. It extends a little further, but the stats for the last 5 are impressive. The 0-1 misses high and upstairs. In his last 5 games, he's slashing .471, .524, and then his slugging percentage, .1294. The 1-1, swing and a miss from Natilli. That's aided by 4 home runs in the past 5 games, the most out of anyone in the Cape League in that time frame. His 8 RBIs are second in the Cape League. He's down in this count 1-2 on the righty Catalona. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped up high towards right field. Giving chase is Garrett Wright. He's at the fence, and it lands fair in right field. Natilli will trot into second base as the throw comes to the infield. It's a stand-up double for Jack Natilli.
And the torrent of extra base hits just continues for Natilli. Had a double and 2 homers yesterday. Gets a double off the first at-bat. This time, just can't stop hitting.
There's times where you're in the batter's box and the baseball looks like a marble. And there's times it looks like a beach ball. And for Jack Natilli, that baseball looks like a beach ball to him. He's just swinging and connecting on everything thrown his direction. Easton Winfield up, making a return to the Kettleers lineup card. The first pitch to Winfield. Swung on, sharp line drive to third base, and Akopian snags it. 1 away. The batter will now be Luke Matthews. Akopian busy in the hot corner. A lot of players on this Cotuit lineup, even if they're lefties, will tend to go opposite field. And the righties on Cotuit's lineup, the few and far between, you'll see them go pull side quite a bit. Luke Matthews, the batter now, one of 2 traditional righties in Cotuit's lineup. The first pitch to him, a strike, middle part of the zone. Matthews, his first appearance as a Kettleer was against YD, that game July 1st. Here's the 0-1. Matthews takes again a breaking ball, same spot. In that game, Matthews went 1 for 4, had a triple. That was the first pitch he saw in a Kettleers uniform. Was also walked. Here's the 0-2 with 1 away. Whitey up 1-0. The pitch, just a bit outside. 1-2 on Matthews with 1 out. Natilli on second base after a leadoff double. Infield shaded to their rights. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, line drive right field. It gets over the glove of Carpentier. Heading to third is Natilli. He'll bite the dust there. Luke Matthews with a single. 2-hit inning for Cotuit. They're up to 3 on the afternoon.
Now you get runners on the corners, a really favorable situation for a strong contact bat in Dean West, and this is where you want to get that first run across if you're Cotuit.
West, the left-handed hitter, just wrapped up his year at UCLA. He's hitting .300 as a Kettleer. We've been saying that he's a newer Kettleer, but this is his 10th game played for the Kets. He's becoming a veteran at this point. Here's the first pitch to West. He takes just a bit upstairs. The ball gets away from Capisi and rolls a couple feet behind him, but he pounces on it. Natilli on third base. Matthews is on first. Kets still trail the Red Sox 1-0. Here with an out in the top of the second. A pickoff to first, and Matthews is back safely. First baseman Carpentier keeping him honest. The corners are tucked in for YD's infield. Middle infield playing at double play depth. Another pickoff attempt, this one much closer. Tag applied by Carpentier, but Matthews safe. West, 9 hits. His only extra base hit, a triple. And that was early in his Kettleers career. Here's the 1-0. Check swing, he didn't go. The pitch was slightly low. 2 balls, no strikes. Only 1 away. Michael Catalano trying to work through some trouble. Still looking for his first strikeout. Came into this game with 19 over 10 2/3 innings pitched. Pickoff back to first. Catalano, just like Buckler, primarily a reliever, at least this season for the Red Sox. 4 earned runs in 10 2/3. Here's the 2-0 pitch. West takes a middle cut pitch for strike 1. West getting some signs from headman Lauren Hibbs in the Kettleers dugout. Down the first base line. Here's the 2-1 pitch. West takes upstairs at his chin. 3-1. Catalano's already walked a Kettleer today. That was a bogan pole in the first inning. A walk here would load the bases. 3-1 the count. Ket's trying to earn back a run. They trail YD by 1. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. It's inside to West. Dean West works a walk, the second of the day issued to the Kettleers, and that one lets the bases run full. Case Sanderson up. Sanderson has 10 hits on the season for Cotuit. He has 6 RBIs. He's hitting .208. Those 6 RBIs are aided by 3 sacrifice flies to his name. That's the most on the Kets. A sacrifice fly here would bring in Jack Natilli on third if it's hit deep enough. The first pitch, Sanderson chops a ball up the middle. Towards second base, Miller has it, steps on the bag, and fires to first in time to retire Sanderson. A 6-3 double play leaves the bases loaded, and the Kets are unable to come away with a run for the second straight time. We'll head to the bottom of the second inning. Kets still trailing the Red Sox 1-0 on the Kettleers Digital Network.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Bottom of the second here. Wednesday at Red Wilson Field. Just a couple days past July 4th. Crowds had begun to file out, get off Cape, you could say. The drive to YD today significantly shorter than some of our drives out east as of recent, Connor.
I think it was less than a half hour, which is really rare for a drive to any of these stadiums from Cotuit, but traffic has slowed significantly, like you said, since the 4th of July. And again, that's the prime time for being on Cape. It's still fairly busy here and there, but it was pretty smooth sailing today.
And we're talking like we're in locals now. It will be Braden Dowd, Dean Carpentier, and Garrett Wright due up for YD this inning. Buckler's first pitch is in and at the toes of Dowd. Braden Dowd appeared in both games against Cotuit earlier this season. He was the leadoff man both times. The lefty hitting from the 5 spot today. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Spiked right near home plate. Ball 2. Dowd went 1 for 5 in those 2 games against Cotuit. on the season, hitting a $186. The former USC Trojan, now in the transfer portal. 2-0, the pitch. Swung on and chopped towards the first base dugout, where it'll bounce off the screen. Count now 2-1. Red Sox scored in the bottom of the first. That's been the only run across the plate so far. Whitey up 1-0 over the Kets. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung and popped up, slicing towards the left field line. Giving chase is West. He'll camp and make the catch about 5 feet shy of the foul line. Dowd retired. Dean Carpentier now up. Buckler, after giving up a leadoff single to start this game, was able to retire the next 3 batters he faced. Hoping to continue that stretch here into the second inning. Carpentier has been a great bat so far for the Red Sox, hitting .273. Showing bunt, he chops it foul right behind home plate. Count 0-1 on Carpentier. 6'3", 205. The right-handed hitter out of Newport Beach, California. Can now say former teammates with Braden Dowd. He's remaining at USC for this upcoming season. Here's the 0-1 pitch, low and away. Count evens. Carpentier, in the 2 games against Cotuit, he went 4 for 6, scored 2 runs and had an RBI. Just about half of his hits this season have come against Cotuit. Here's the 1-1. Swung on ground ball towards Farber. He gobbles it at third, will throw to first in time, beats out Carpentier by a good 4 steps. Quick 2-up, 2 down, worked by Buckler. He only needed 13 pitches to get through the first inning. He's keeping that pitch count low here, just eclipsed 20. For a relief pitcher, Buckler can go distances. Most notably, you think back last season. That was in the playoffs against Bourne. The first pitch swung on and sent towards center field by Garrett Wright. Coming in to play it is Stevens, and he'll make the catch in shallow right center field. We'll tell you more about Ryan Buckler's time as a Kettleer last season when he remains out on the bump in the third, but we'll take a quick break. Heading to the top of 3, YD up over Cotuit 1-0 on the Kettleers Digital Network.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
Top of 3. Kets trailing the Red Sox 1-0. Just a bit down Cape from Cotuit here at Red Wilson Field on the campus of DY High School. It'll be 1, 2, and 3 due up for the Kettleers. Jaron Avincula, Caden Bogenpole, and Ryan Farber. Trying to start something at the top of this lineup card. Cotuit looking to show some cracks in the armor of Michael Catalano, who has been able to work out of some trouble with some help from his defense, especially his infield. Back-to-back innings with double plays turned by the Red Sox. Here's the first pitch to Avincula. Swung on, same spot, slicing into shallow left field, and it will get down for a base hit. Copy-paste for Jaron Avincula.
And you said it, just slice it down the line. Seems like it's going to get down almost every single time for Avincula whenever he chops one in that direction.
The left-handed hitting Avincula has gone opposite field both times at the plate today. Up will step Caden Bogenpole, who was walked in the first inning. A pause from Catalano. Now he's ready. The righty delivers. Swung on towards right center field. Going back is Dowd. He's by the fence and he'll stop a couple of steps short, making the catch. Avincula will have to stay at first base. Bogenpole with a fly out to center field. Bit of a shallower outfield like we mentioned here at Red Wilson Field, so whenever a power bat gets a hold of one, you have to hold your breath. The batter will be Ryan Farber, 0 for 1 today. Grounded into a 1-6-3 double play. Not the most common of double plays, you could say. Infield with a shift to their lefts, playing the lefty Ryan Farber to pull. The pitcher Catalano disengages, checks back towards first base. Carpentier playing near the bag. Bell and Cody Miller, both to the right of second base when looking from home plate. Here's the first pitch to Farber. He takes a strike at the knees. Farber in the 2 games against YD this season, he's gone 5 for 8 with 3 RBIs. He's come around to score 3 times. Got plunked, 1 hit by pitch. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Farber. He takes up and away. Count evens at 1-1. Crowd continuing to file in. A lot of lawn chairs in the outfield. Some great seating, a slight berm. Here's the 1-1 with 1 out. Farber swings, fouls it towards the first base dugout of Cotuit. Count will be 1-2. Red Sox still up 1-0 over the Kets here in the top of the third. It'll be Farber, then Stevens on deck. Farber re-steps into the batter's box after a deep breath. Catalano has his sign gloved to his chest. A lengthy pause. Here's the pitch. Farber with an excuse me swing just catches a piece of that pitch, fouls it away. Count will stay at 1-2. Avincula at first base. He's been dancing. He leads the Kettleers in stolen bases. He's 10 for 14 on the season. With 1 out in the top of the third. See if he attempts to swipe a bag. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Farber. Swung on, popped up foul. It's trending towards the back screen. Capisi gives chase, but it will land just over the screen. Count will stay at 1-2 here with an out. YD fans with applause as a fan gets that foul ball, and it will go to a youngin. You're supposed to give it to a kid. And the Red Sox fan who got it does just that. Young kid will get the souvenir. Count stays 1-2 with 1 out. Red Sox up on the Kets 1-0. A pickoff attempt back to first base. It was close. Avincula able to get his hand in there safely. Runner on first. 1-2 is the count here with an out. Catalano battling with Ryan Farber. Here's the pitch. Avincula goes. Swung on. Sharp drive towards the right side. Gloved by Bell. He'll take it himself to first base. And at the last second, will actually toss to Dean Carpentier, who is covering. Avincula advances to second base safely. Farber out on that infield ground out. Call it 4-3, and up will step Nolan Stevens. Stevens 0 for 1 today. His Past 2 games against YD this season, 1 for 5, had 2 walks and an RBI as well. Avincula on second, first, and third base free. First pitch off the hands of Nolan Stevens. It was up and at the hands, thought about swinging, but it just caught a piece of him. He'll toss his gear back towards the first base dugout and take first base.
I think that got the front side of his hand. Looked pretty painful. Fastball up and in. Sometimes you're just going to miss with it.
Stevens on first after that hit by pitch. YD as a team has hit 25 batters now this season. That's 3rd in the Cape League. A pitching staff that exhibits a lot of control, especially relating to walks and strikeouts, struggling with the hit by pitches. First and second are occupied. Advincula's on second. Stevens is now on first. The batter is Jack Natilli. Natilli legged out a double his first plate appearance. That was down the right field line. Looking to continue the torrid streak he's on. He's 9 for 18 in his last 18 at-bats, hitting .500. Catalano delivers. First pitch swinging is fouled over the screen. Natilli has upped his average continuously since the start of the season. He's hitting .286 now, creeping towards .300. And it's all just been incredible hitting within the past week and a half. Here's the 0-1. Natilli takes upstairs nearly at the brim of his batting helmet. Natilli 6'3", 198. Wrapped up his year at Cincinnati. Here's the 1-1. Natilli takes just a bit low and away. Count now 2-1. Natilli one RBI shy of being the Cotuit team leader. Ryan Farber has 12. Runners on first and second. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Natilli takes outside. Ket's trailing the Red Sox 1-0 here in the top of the third. Cotuit left a man on base in the first, 2 men on in the second. Looking to avoid that fate here with 2 on and 2 out. Wind still whipping in from left center field. The righty Natilli ready. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a miss. Couldn't connect on that pitch that was in the outside quadrant of the strike zone. Count is now full. Advincula on second. Stevens on first. Cotuit trying to answer YD. Here's the 3-2. Runners go. Swing and a miss. Catalano with his first strikeout of the afternoon. And that ends Cotuit's threat. They strand 2 on the base paths again. And here in the middle of the third, instead of going towards commercial break, we have long been waiting to try this delicacy known as a donut burger. Is that what it's Is that what it's called?
I think that's the name, and I don't know. It looks pretty good.
Okay, so I'll describe while you try yours. Connor got a burger. It's a glazed donut. Looks like it's got Swiss cheese, bacon, and then a burger patty. Big old bite. And you shrug. He shrugged. His initial reaction was a shrug. I don't know. What do you have any thoughts?
Honestly, I barely taste the burger. Like, I can kind of get the texture of it, but I'm getting a lot more donut in that bite than burger. It's still, it's not bad, but it's a little less, I don't know, wacky than I thought.
Okay, so here, I'll try mine.
He's got the jelly donuts with the burger between. I had the normal glaze, so let's see what he gets. There's some cheese in there, too. Oh, huge bite. That wasn't a good look. Doesn't look super pleased, but that was a positive shrug, I think. I think we're both fairly mum on our donut burgers at the moment. You just muted yourself.
I don't quite know what to think. I'll tell you. It looks like there's either mayonnaise or cream cheese on top of the burger with the jelly donut. I mean, I'll tell you this. I'm not disappointed by any means. Yeah, you got bacon on yours. So we just wrapped up this break in between the third inning. It took us an entire half inning to take one bite. Oh, it's Cheese Whiz on my donut burger. Here's the first pitch to Buckler. It's low and away. It will be 8-9-1 due up for the Red Sox. Connor Capizzi, Jack Bell, and Cody Miller. Ryan Buckler went 3 up, 3 down in the second. Here's the 1-0. Catches the corner of the strike zone. Count now 1-1. Red Sox still up 1-0 over the Kettleers. Scored a run in the bottom of the first. Held scoreless in the second. Buckler looking to continue on. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Ground ball toward shortstop. Matthews charges in, gloves it, grips and guns to first in time to retire Capizzi. 1 away. Buckler needed only 8 pitches to get through the second inning. Only 13 to get through the first. He can go the distance. Mentioned that Buckler's a returning Kettleer. Perhaps the most notable of his appearances last summer came playoff time when Cotuit took on the Bourne Braves in the West Division Championship Series matchup. The batter is the left-handed hitting Jack Bell. The first pitch is swung on and ripped on a line towards center field. Sinking fast, Bogenpole extends, dives, and makes the catch. A great job out in center field by the 6'6" Caden Bogenpole, who utilized all of his wingspan to dive and rob Jack Bell of a base hit. 2 away.
Went rumbling towards that baseball and managed to extend just far out enough to snatch that one from maybe inches from the ground.
Leadoff man Cody Miller up for the Red Sox. The righty singled in the first inning. His second attempt facing Buckler, who is spinning another quick inning. The first pitch is a strike, breaking ball. Buckler in that matchup against Bourne came in as a relief pitcher. He went 5 innings of relief. That wrapped up the game. Only allowed 2 base runners, a hit and a walk. The 0-1 is sliced in the air towards left field. West tracks it down and makes the catch, chest high, running to his left. Ryan Buckler is working quick, back-to-back, 3 up, 3 down innings, and he's only at 26 pitches. He is having himself a day. We'll head to the top of the 4th inning, due up for the Kettleers. It will be Winfield, Matthews, and West in this 1-0 ball game on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Top of the 4th inning. Still enjoying our donut burgers. My jelly donut with Cheese Whiz and a burger patty. I like it the more bites I take out of it. I will say I'm quickly becoming a fan. The Cheese Whiz was a nice touch. Connor's laughing at me. I don't know what it is. You're going to town on that glazed donut with bacon burger. Jeez. I think this is our dinner. It will be Winfield, Matthews, and West due up to face Michael Catalano, who's out for his 4th inning of work. Up to 50 pitches on his afternoon. Light gray skies up above Red Wilson Field. No rain, looks like. So we're hoping for that. Still a beautiful 70 degrees. Here's the first pitch to Winfield. He takes a strike. Winfield, on a line drive to third base, was retired by Chris Akopian, who was able to spear it midair. Up for his 2nd time this game. Here's the 0-1. Winfield takes low and away. Winfield came into this game hitting .235. 8 hits and 34 at-bats. He's appeared in now 16 games for the Kettleers. Another returner to this Kettleers squad. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss on a low fastball. Count now 1-2. Winfield this season has an extra base hit. He has a triple. That was the first triple of the season for the Kettleers. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss just behind that pitch. Back-to-back strikeouts for Catalano extending into the last inning. Now up to 21 on the summer. To just 5 walks. 2 of those walks coming earlier this game. The batter will be Luke Matthews, who singled in the 2nd in his first plate appearance. Looking for his 2nd hit of the day. The first pitch, he takes a strike, bottom part of the zone. Infield shaded to their rights for the righty Matthews. Outfield straight away. Bit of a gap down the left field line. A.J. Soldier playing more left field. Matthews pulls back a bunt. Pitch misses outside. Count 1-1. Dean West is on deck. He walked. Matthews and West able to get on base at a high clip. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Lengthy pause up on the mound. Here's the pitch. Catches the outside part of the zone. Count now 1-2. Whitey pitching as a whole has been really great this year. Starters on the team have a .345 ERA. 3rd best in the league. The 1-2, wave and a miss. Back-to-back-to-back strikeouts for Michael Catalano, all swinging. Starting pitching for YD in 70 1/3 innings pitched coming into this game had 62 strikeouts as a unit to only 26 walks. Relief pitching has been even better for YD. In 99 2/3 innings pitched this season, relief pitchers have 120 strikeouts compared to only 55 walks. First pitch is a strike to Dean West. West waving his black bat. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled over the screen. Whitey up on the Kets, 1-0 here in the top of the 4th. Since the first inning, it's been a lot of quick work by Buckler and Catalano. Each pitcher able to get some quick outs, not needing a whole lot of pitches. Catalano asked for the new sign. Here's the 0-2. Low and in the dirt. West didn't bite. Count now 1-2. Two outs in this inning. Both have been strikeouts. West with a 1-2 count, looking to avoid being the 3rd. Infield shaded to their lefts. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Catalano. Just a bit upstairs. Count now even at 2-2. West earlier this season against YD. In the 2nd game against the Red Sox, he was the leadoff man for the Kettleers. Went 2 for 5 that game. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Low and in. Count now runs full. A great eye at the plate from Dean West, who was able to work 49 walks at UCLA. Here's the 3-2 hit on a line out towards shallow center field, and it will get down for a base hit in front of Braden Dowd. West stops at first. It's a 2-out single from Dean West, a good piece of 2-strike hitting. The 5th hit of the day for Cotuit. Up will step Case Sanderson. Sanderson, the 9-hole hitter today for the Kets, grounded into a double play to end things in the 2nd inning. Catalano from the stretch, the pitch. Called strike inside part of the zone. Shortstop Cody Miller playing behind the second base bag. Third baseman Hakopian playing about halfway between second and third. The pitch is high, and West steals second base, takes a wide turn around second, but he'll be content there. Count will be 1-1 on Sanderson. A runner in scoring position now for the Kets, who trail YD 1-0. Catalano steps off the mound, takes a breather, kicks some dirt by the slab. He's working from the first base side of it. West on second after that stolen base. Here's the 1-1. Sanderson takes low and at the shins. Count 2-1. Outfield straight away. Soldier a couple steps to his right, if anything. Here's the 2-1. Swung on ground ball towards first base, hugging the line. Carpentier gloves it, will toss to a covering Catalano. Sanderson retired on the 3-1 put out. Kets strand another runner on base. That's 6 on the day now. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Red Sox up over Cotuit, 1-0 on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
When we see our patient, our philosophy is to not just take care of the isolated pathology or problem that they're here for. We look at the care of a patient as the whole patient, how they hold hands with a spouse or partner, how they engage with their children or grandchildren. These are important things in the equation of how we decide optimal treatment for patients, whether that's non-operative or operative intervention. Every patient gets treated as a family member or as a pro athlete in our mind. We provide concierge level of care. That's how we want it done for our own, and that's what we continue to do here in the greater Boston area.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Bottom of the 4th inning on a cloudy day here on the outskirts of Dennis. We'll call it the greater Dennis area. As a non-Cape native, just kind of guessing on where these villages and towns borders are.
We'll call it YD.
We'll say YD with confidence. It will be 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Red Sox this half inning. Nolan Traeger, Chris Hakopian, and AJ Soldra, all of whom Ryan Buckler was able to retire in the first inning. Buckler at 26 pitches to get through 3 innings. Here's his first offering to the lefty Traeger. He takes a strike. Buckler, 28 pitches, 20 of them have been strikes. He's been peppering the zone. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, fly ball towards right field. Stevens measuring, takes a couple steps back and makes the catch. Traeger retired to start this 4th inning. Make it 10 straight retired by Ryan Buckler after surrendering a leadoff single to start this game. Buckler has buckled down, and he's been working efficiently, very quick. Doesn't need a lot of pitches to get out of an inning. The batter's the righty Chris Akopian, grounded out in the first inning. The first pitch to him takes just a bit upstairs for ball one. In the first inning, Ryan Buckler needed 13 pitches. The second, he needed 8, and in the third, he needed 5. The righty Buckler rocks and delivers. It's a strike on the outside corner of the zone, count even at 1-1. Glove set at the belt. Here's the 1-1. Just a bit upstairs. Buckler hailing from Marston's Mills. Grew up on Cape. Traveled off Cape for college. Had time at Virginia Tech, then FAU. The 2-1 misses low and away. Didn't get a swing from Akopian. Count now 3-1. Had a good season at FAU. Florida Atlantic. Now back up for his second season with the Kettleers. Times called at home plate, Chris Akopian talking things over with a member of the Red Sox coaching staff. Entirety of the Kets infield just pacing around their spots. Buckler stretches his right arm, lifting it high above his head. Now takes a deep breath. He'll step back out on the rubber. The righty working from middle of the slab, if anything, near the third base side. Here's the 3-1 pitch. A strike. Out of that lengthy timeout. Count is now 3-2 on Chris Akopian. One away, bottom of the fourth. Whitey up 1-0 over the Kettleers. Here's the payoff pitch from Buckler. Swung on, popped up a mile high in foul ground near first base. Case Sanderson near the fence, tracking it, and makes the catch up above his head. A foul out from Chris Akopian. Make it now 11 straight retired by Ryan Buckler.
Only 34 pitches deep into his outing. He's working so efficiently, and this is probably better than anything we could have expected in this start. I thought he was only going to go maybe 2 or 3. Hasn't been stretched out much this summer. Only an inning or 2 of relief in each of his appearances, but he's come out and essentially dominated this order.
Buckler came into this game averaging an inning and a third in each of his 5 appearances. He's about, well, I should say he's 1 out away from completing 4 full frames here at Red Wilson Field. His first pitch swung on a line to Vincula, and he leaps and it's off his glove. He'll take a couple of hops into shallow right field. Reaching safely is A.J. Soldra on a sharp line drive to second. And Vincula did everything he could to snag that baseball. Just traveling too hot off the bat of the hard-hitting A.J. Soldra. Dowd up to bat now for the Red Sox. Back-to-back lefties in this middle part of Whitey's lineup. Pick-off attempt back to first. Soldier back safely. Red Sox 1 run on 2 hits. Cotuit no runs on 5 hits here in the bottom of the fourth. Buckler 1 out away from getting out of the fourth. Pitch is low. Runner goes. Throw down to second. Not in time. Soldra with a successful stolen base. He's now 2 for 4 on the season. Doesn't steal often, but able to snag a bag off Ryan Buckler. One ball, no strikes, the count to Braden Dowd. With 2 outs, Buckler checks Soldier at second, now delivers. That pitch upstairs. 2-0. Buckler, when he spun 5 innings of relief that game against Bourne last season in the playoffs, he needed only 65 pitches to get through 5 innings. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swung on and fouled back to the screen. 2-1. So when Buckler gets dialed, he's able to work those quick innings. If he were to go 5 innings here, he might even be less than the 65 pitches he needed last season. 2-1, the count with 2 outs. Whitey up 1-0. The pitch, swung on and fouled back behind home plate. Count now even at 2-2.
And before he made those couple of starts with Cotuit last summer, he was in the NECBL, and he started 6 games there, so was already well stretched out coming into that, and was really a long inning guy for each of those teams.
2-2 with 2 outs. The pitch, swung on, popped up, and foul ground down the left field line. It's slicing over the netting and out of play. Old Glory billowing above the scoreboard in left center field. Wind continuing to blow in from the left field foul pole. Soldier back at second base. Cotuit infield back at their regular positions. Big gap on the left side of the infield. The lefty Dowd ready. Buckler rocking, checks the runner, delivers the 2-2. Swung on out towards right center field. Stevens measuring, will make the catch a couple of his steps to his right. Buckler able to work through 4 innings, needing only 42 pitches. We'll head to the top of the 5th at Red Wilson Field. Cotuit still trailing 1-0 on the Kettleers Digital Network.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Red Sox up over the Cats 1-0 here at Red Wilson Field. New pitcher on the bump for YD. Michael Catalano's night is done. The new arm, Jack Nobe, 6'3", 190, a righty reliever out of St. Louis, Missouri. Just wrapped up his year at Xavier.
Through 45 innings there and 20 appearances, almost all out of the bullpen. Did walk 31 and only struck out 33, but that's a lot of work for a freshman, so he got some really good experience in, I guess you could say, high major baseball in the Big East coming into the Cape, and has pitched sparingly here.
Now on the season, Nobe, this will be his 5th appearance. All of them relief. He's only worked 7 innings flat so far. Allowed 5 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. He'll be facing the top third of this Cotuit lineup, Advincula, Bogempole, and Farber. Advincula is 2 for 2 today, a pair of singles that were slicing down the left field line. Advincula, no stranger to going opposite field. When looking at him in his season at Cal, saw a clip of one of his home runs. Shocker, it went opposite field. Pitch clock needs to be reset. Nobe, the righty up on the mound, peering over his blue mitt. The righty set at the belt. Here's the pitch. Called a strike on Advincula, inside part of the zone. Advincula now hitting above 350 on the year, creeping back up to where he was last season. Here's the 0-1 pitch. At the toes of Advincula, kicks to the backstop. 1-1. Sun's starting to fight through the clouds. You can see blue sky now, fighting through the overcast skies. hopefully shaping up to be a good night. Here's the 1-1. And that's in and at Avincula, and it catches a piece of him. Ran too far inside. Avincula reaches base for the third time today. That one on a hit by pitch. It's the second hit by pitch thrown by YD today. The Red Sox up to 26 on the season as a staff.
Whenever you put Avincula on to set up Caden Bogenpol, it's just not good baseball for the opposition. And Bogenpol hasn't really done a ton in the past couple of games. He's hitless today, but we know what he's capable of.
Bogenpol, the tall lefty, awaits in the batter's box. The first pitch to him, low in the dirt. Avincula dancing at first base, looking for stolen base number 11 on the season. He's still atop the Ketts leaderboard in stolen bases. Bogenpol at the dish. Ryan Farber on deck, who is having a phenomenal past 5 games. The pitch to Bogenpol, swing and a miss. Count now even at 1-1. Infield shaded to their lefts. Middle infield playing at double play depth. The Red Sox have already turned 2 twice today. Once in the first, once in the second. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Bogenpol. Avincula goes. It's inside. Throw down to second, not in time. Good take from Bogenpol. Count is 2-1 on him. Avincula now in scoring position. Kettleers still trailing the Red Sox 1-0 here in the top of the 5th. Would love to get a run back quick. Avincula, 3-stride lead off second base. The 2-1. Swung in and popped foul over the third base seating area. Some trees back behind a couple of bleachers. A lot of fans just standing behind the dugout. The dugouts are low here at Red Wilson Field. They're true dugouts. They go into the ground. And the roof about 3-4 feet off the ground when you're standing behind it. So a lot of people just perched up behind them. Almost like a bar top, you could say. 2-2, the count to Bogenpol. No outs, top of the 5th. Ketts down 1-0. The pitch swung on and fouled back to the screen. Bogenpol able to fight off a low strike. Both Bogenpol and Farber, who's on deck, have showed power this season. Bogenpol with a home run to his name, Farber with a pair. 2-2, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at some high heat. First strikeout of the afternoon for the relief pitcher, Jack Nobe. 1 away. And up will step Ryan Farber. Farber 0 for 2 today. Has dropped his average down to just a low 329. Oh my goodness. Imagine that, 0 for 2 at this point in the season, you're down to a 329. Here's the first pitch to Farber. Up and away. Farber, like we were mentioning, in the past 5 games, just on a tear. 2 home runs, 6 RBIs in the last 5 games, both of those top 5 in the Cape League. Here's the 1-0 to him, upstairs again. And as he works himself into a 2-0 count with Avincula on second, Farber, in his last 22 plate appearances coming into this game, was walked 3 times, only struck out twice. So it's not just hitting, he's got great plate discipline as well. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Upstairs. 3-0 the count on Farber. Ketts trailing by 1. As we're just about at the halfway point in this game. Top of 5. Avincula the tying run at second base. Here's the 3-0. Up and away. Farber works a 4-pitch walk. All those pitches just up and away. You don't want to give the hot-hitting Ryan Farber any chance to connect. And up will step Nolan Stevens. Stevens 0 for 1 today. He reached base via hit by pitch, and before something can be offered to him, there will be a meeting up on the mound. Battery mates Capisi and Nobe talking things over with a member of the YD coaching staff. Have you been enjoying your burger? Is it done yet?
Not quite. We're getting the final parts, maybe a quarter of it left, but you know, it's been enjoyable, as you said, for years. I think it's gotten better as the bites have continued. So, no complaints over here.
I think it just shocks your taste buds. That's what it is. It's like getting into the ocean. It's cold when you first walk in, but when you're in there and you're out on a sandbar, I mean, it's just incredible.
I think you're talking about your experience
I am
in the ocean.
I'm talking about my experience.
Most others have been pretty fine in there.
First pitch to Stevens, up and away. I thought it was a good comparison.
No, it is.
Yeah.
I agree.
A very personal comparison, I will say that. Very, very similar experiences for me. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch to Nolan Stevens. He takes a strike. Avincula's on second base. Farber's on first. 1 out, top of 5. Kett's down 1-0 over the Red Sox. Chance here with Stevens at the dish. Nobe checking Avincula at second. Will fire a back pick there, and it sails away and into center field. Avincula will scamper to third where the throw will go. Avincula safe, and Farber will advance to second. 2 runners in scoring position now for Nolan Stevens.
That throw that was wide just gifted Nolan Stevens quite the situation to hit in. Couple runners on, each in scoring position, and he's got the power pull side. Place one into right field. You might score both of these guys.
Corner infield is pinched in. Middle infielder's playing deep. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Stevens. Swing and a miss. Cotuit as a team this season hitting .209 with runners in scoring position. That's 10th in the Cape League. The silver lining, it was below 100 a week and a half or so ago, so Cotuit's been doing a lot better with runners in scoring position as of recent. The 1-2. And that plunks Nolan Stevens right near the 16 on his back. That's the second time today Nolan Stevens has been plunked.
And the second batter Nobe has hit in this inning. He got Avincula to open it up, and now Stevens to load the bases, so he's not really helping his own cause out there.
3 Kettleers have been hit by a pitch today. In the last now 6 games for YD, Red Sox pitchers have plunked 13 batters, averaging over 2 per game. Jaron Avincula's on third base. Ryan Farber's on second. Nolan Stevens on first. The batter is Jack Natilli, who has been swinging a bat on fire the past 5 games. First pitch to him, low in the dirt. You do not want to throw anything near the bat of Jack Natilli right now. Slugging .1294 in the last 5 games. 4 home runs in the last 5 games. 8 RBIs as well. The 1-0 swung on, fouled down the first base line over a leaping first base coach for Cotuit, Nick Melton. Count even at 1-1. Natilli today 1 for 2. He doubled his first time up, struck out swinging to end the third. Bases juiced, Whitey up 1-0 over the Kettleers. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Here's the pitch to Natilli. Swung on, fly ball, right center field. It's going back, right's back, and it's gone! Jack Natilli is unconscious. A grand slam. Puts Cotuit up 4-1.
Four straight games with a homer. 2 of those grand slams. Had one a couple of games ago against Wareham. Another game with multiple extra base hits. Take a bow, Jack Natilli. He's the hottest hitter on Cape.
Jack Natilli, if Jack Natilli does not win Cape Player of the Week, I don't know what you have to do to win it. Jack Natilli is having himself a July.
You're telling me June is Flights Month. July is Jack Natilli's.
The batter is Easton Winfield. 1-0 the count to Winfield. He takes a strike, count even at 1-1. I'll tell you what, at the end of this month, it's going to be June, Jack, and August. Because Jack Natilli owns July. 1-1 with one out. Swing and a miss. Cotuit up 4-1 after a massive 4 spot in the top of the 5th. Here's the 1-2 to Winfield. Low and in the dirt. Count 2-2. Jack Nobe up on the mound, peering over his blue glove. He's ready to deliver the 2-2 with one out. The pitch. Swung on ground ball right towards the mound. Nobe gloves it. Takes a couple steps and toss to first. 2 away. Luke Matthews is up. Swinging a right-handed stick. He is 1 for 2 today. Okay, so doing some math now, not to get hung up on it. Jack Natilli, in the month of July, 5 home runs, 12 RBIs. First pitch to Matthews is fouled down the third base line. He's hitting above 500. He's slugging above, now, 1,400. Excuse me, that's his on-base plus slugging.
No, the slugging percentage is up
Oh,
there.
yeah, you are right. Okay, the 1-0 is chopped back to the pitcher's mound. We'll do some more math during this break. Cotuit gets a massive 4 spot thanks to a grand slam from Jack Natilli. The Kets will have a 4-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the 5th. And taking things over while I enjoy my donut burger will be Connor Shue on the play-by-play. Actually, we'll stay here. We'll kick it to the third member of our team, Brooke Kilgore.
Thanks, Connor. Appreciate it, guys. The hometown native and a key contributor to the past 3 scoreless innings against YD, Ryan Buckler is having a day. In his first start of the season, he's finished 4 straight innings with his highest pitch count of the season with 41 tosses. Only giving up 2 hits and striking out 1 batter today, his ERA sits below 1. Buckler has proven consistent in the relief spot. In 10 and third innings pitched, he struck out 5 batters and only given up 1 earned run in 6 games. The rising junior has only shoved in 1 game at FAU this past season, and now he works to redefine his role on the Kettleers. Back on defense with Buckler in a second. You're listening on the Cotuit Kettleers Network.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
The Kettleers top of the order is brought to you by Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialists for athletes and everyday people. Their expert team treats everything from sports injuries to everyday wear and tear, helping patients of all ages get back to what they love. Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on the Cape. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs.
Ryan Buckler returns to the hill for a 5th inning. Now pitching with a 4-1 lead. Kets up on the YD Red Sox. Hi, everyone. It's Connor Shue now, joined by Chris Albright, Brooke Kilgore, Sorka Lewis. Here at Red Wilson Field. Jack Natilli unloaded on a ball opposite field for his 5th homer of the month as that socked high in the air. Off the bat of Dean Carpentier into right field. Can of corn for Nolan Stevens. That sat up there a long time. 1 down. Carpentier retired off 1 pitch. Then it's Garrett Wright and Connor Capisi. So one down quickly for Ryan Buckler, who is mowing through this order. He has thrown 43 pitches to get through 4 1/3. Hasn't thrown more than 2 innings this summer. Buckler deals the first pitch, a strike with a changeup to Garrett Wright. Wright, the outfielder / catcher from Tennessee now, transferring in there from Bowling Green. He's 0 for 1 today on a flyout. 0-1 count. Buckler working third base side of the slab. Fires home. Changeup drops just a touch low. Counts 1-1. Fairly overcast skies here in Dennis. Little sun peeking through. Chris is taking a break, enjoying his donut burger. The 1-1 pitch. Socked high in the air, fouled out of play. Off to the right side. It's 1-2. Wright swinging it right-handed. The all-natural wood-colored barreled bat. He's back in to face off against Buckler for the 1-2 pitch. Incoming. Wright, a very slightly crouched stance in the right-handed batter's box. He's ready. Here's the pitch. Skips past Natilli to the backstop. It's 2-2. Nobody's on with 1 down here in the bottom of 5. Kets scored 4 to take the lead on YD in the top of the 5th. The Red Sox scored their lone run in the bottom of the 1st. Count is 2-2. Buckler settles on the hill. He fires. Low pitch. It skipped in maybe a foot before the plate. Buckler's line is looking real nice coming into this frame. 4 1/3 innings pitched, 2 hits allowed. The only base runners of the game. 1 strikeout, 1 earned run allowed. He's allowed 2 base runners. It was the leadoff man of the entire ball game, Cody Miller on a single, and then A.J. Soldier with a single off of Jared Vincula's glove. 3-2 pitch is deposited high in the air and out of play. Fans are going to get to that one over by the concession stand. Count stays 3-2. Score is 4-1 Kets. Searching for win number 8 and to take the lead in the season series against YD. Buckler, the 3-2. Hit high, but softly out into left field. Dean West chasing it down, but Bogan pulls over there to pull it down. 2 down.
Now batting for YD, the catcher.
2 up, 2 down. Typical frame for Ryan Buckler here in the 5th. He went 3 up, 3 down in the 2nd and 3rd, and only faced 4 in the 1st and 4th. Just a buzzsaw through this lineup. Now it's Connor Capisi, another right-handed stick. The catcher out of Creighton. 2 down, no one on. The first pitch to him is a fastball up and in. Strike 1. Infield playing even on the grass. The 0-1. Hit on a line out to left field. That'll get down between left and center for a base hit. Connor Capisi gets hit number 3 of the day for YD. That brings it to the 9-hole hitter, Jack Bell, second baseman from TCU. 0 for 3 in his last game, and he's 0 for 1 today. Last played against Harwich on the 6th. Re-enters the lineup today. He swings it left-handed. Flew out in his only plate appearance of this game back in the 3rd. He's batting with a base runner on first who dives back after a throwback from Buckler. The runner is Capisi. There's 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th. 4-1 Kets. Buckler, long hold, kick, fire. Just a bit outside with his changeup. Ball 1. Buckler likes to work primarily with a fastball slider changeup combination. Plays with the changeup a lot more when he starts. We've seen it quite often today. Sun continuing to peek through more. Here's the 1-0. Fastball got in there. 1-1. Nice contingent of fans lining the outfield wall. a ton behind us as well here down the first base line. Settled in behind home plate. Throw back wasn't in time to first. Counts 1-1. 2 down, a runner on first here in the bottom 5. 4-1 ball game. Cotuit leads. Farber pinched in at third. Buckler stares down home. Another long hold, kicks, fires, swing and a miss on one in the dirt. Bell went fishing, now the count's 1-2. Cotuit was scoreless through the first 4. Jack Natilli hit a grand slam in the top half of the 5th to put the score at 4-1. Another throw back to first. The runner on first, Connor Capisi, getting decent leads over there, forcing a few throws back. Jack Bell, the batter, hitting a .154 this summer. Looking for his first knock in a couple games. The 1-2 is chopped high towards first. Easy play unassisted for Case Sanderson. Buckler retires the side. He's through 5 complete innings of 1-run ball. He's in line for the win, going into the top of 6. Kettleers lead 4-1 here on the Kettleers Digital Network.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
4-1 ball game. Kets lead here in the top of the 6th. Dean West, Case Sanderson, Jaron Advincula due up to bat for Cotuit. West 1 for 1 with a walk and a stolen base today, batting against Jack Nobe, who's been tagged for all 4 Cotuit runs in this one. Nobe, ball in the turquoise glove. Stands first base side of the rubber. The tall righty kicks, deals home. A low fastball is ball number 1. Nobe, his first inning was the 5th. Allowed 1 hit. It was that grand slam off Jack Natilli. Here comes the 1-0. Clobbered high in the air, tailing foul out of play. 1-1. Counts even at 1-1. Infield a slight shift to the right. The third baseman, Hakopian, playing 10 feet from the bag. Nobe disengages. Comes set again in his face. Pulls the glove down. Kicks, delivers. Check, no swing from West. That pitch was low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here comes the 2-1. Hit on a line, foul down the first base line. Hard hit ball from Dean West, who singled his last time up in the 4th. Walked back in the 2nd. West solid this summer, hitting .323 in a Kettleer uniform. Here comes the 2-2. Hits it straight up in the air. The catcher loses his mask. Capisi chasing it down and making the grab in foul territory off to the left for out number 1.
Now batting for Cotuit, the first baseman from the University of Nebraska, number 28, Case Sanderson.
Now it's Case Sanderson, the Nebraska first baseman. Sanderson coming in to hit against Jack Nobe. Here comes his first pitch to Sanderson. Takes it, raises the elbows as the fastball drew up and in. One-0 count. No one on base. Infield stays shifted to pull for the lefty Sanderson. Takes another high fastball. It's 2-0. Hakopian has shifted even farther off to the right. Maybe 20 feet from the bag now. Here comes the 2-0. Breaking pitch is inside, 3-0. Three balls, no strikes, one down. The pitch from Nobe. That's in there, a strike, inside corner. 3 balls, 1 strike. Advincula on deck, Bogan pulling the hole. Outfield, a slight shift to their lefts. Pull side for Sanderson. Here's the pitch. That's hit up the middle, straight to the shortstop. The throw in time from Cody Miller to retire Sanderson. 2 up, 2 down in this frame.
Number 7 from Georgia Tech, Jared Advincula.
Nobe pitching well. Recovering after a 4-run inning off the bat of the Kettleers. Nobe facing Advincula. 2 for 2. Got hit by a pitch just last inning. The first offer to him is sliced foul over the netting off to the left side. 0-1. No balls, 1 strike to Advincula. Hitting over .350 at this point this summer. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Nobe. Hit high, tailing foul just over the backstop into the stands.
And for Nobe, this is a big inning just to dig back in. 1 strike away from going 3 up, 3 down. A good way to respond after giving up that 4 spot.
No balls, 2 strikes. 2 down. Here's the pitch. High fastball. Took Capisi out of his crouch. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Let's take a look around the league for a second. Hyannis and Falmouth scoreless in Falmouth, bottom of 3. Chatham and Brewster scoreless. Here comes the 1-2. Line straight back. 1-2. Wareham up 3-0 on Orleans in the top of 1. Wareham doing well early. Harwich and Bourne postponed. Some bad weather over there in Bourne. It's what we were supposed to get yesterday, but thankfully the rain missed Cotuit. We played 9. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Line towards second, gloved by Bell. Makes the throw over to first in time to Carpentier to retire the side. 1-2-3 inning for Jack Nobe after allowing 4 in the 5th. It's 4-1 Cotuit entering the bottom of a 6.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
New pitcher on the mound for Cotuit is Ian May, the lefty out of UCLA, coming in relief of a great Ryan Buckler outing. 4-1 ball game. Cotuit leads at this point. May kind of scuffled in his 2 outings, starting with Cotuit. Allowed a handful of runs in each. The longest he went was 2 2/3. So we'll see if things improve for him in a relief role. He did a little bit of both at UCLA, 27 appearances, 12 starts in his junior season. Made it 70 2/3 innings overall.
Has been, I won't say struggling, but has been still trying to find his groove here on Cape. 2 appearances, both starts, went 5 innings total. He's given up 12 hits, only 4 earned runs, so does get some trouble on the base paths, but just looking to buckle down here. This will be his first time in a relief role, and I mean, he's a good guy. He shares a birthday with Brooke Kilgore.
Our sideline reporter, December 20th. We're doxing both of them right now, just throwing that out there. May through 4 years of college ball. I think he redshirted that sophomore year at Cal. Only made 3 starts, went 16 innings total. He was a 3-year Cal Bear before going to UCLA, staying in state. Career high 70 2/3 frames last year. Leadoff man Cody Miller steps in. Then it's Nolan Traeger and Chris Hakopian. Ian May pitching with a 3-run lead. He steps, kicks, fires. A first pitch strike. Breaking ball was right down the middle. Ian May standing 6'2" tall. The lefty fires one inside. A slingshot-like motion. Brings that left arm back behind his body before unloading in somewhat of a sidearm delivery. May reaches back, slings it over the plate, swing and a miss. Miller dropped the barrel to that one, but couldn't make contact. 1-2. Ball and a strike, no one down here in the bottom of the 6th. May gets into his motion. Here comes the 1-2. Skipped in, a foot in front of the plate. Good block from Natilli. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Infield playing fairly even on the dirt. Outfield fairly even. Intermediate depth as well. Here comes the 2-2. Hit hard out to right field. Drew all the way foul over the netting. Count is 2-2 still. 4-1 ball game. Ket's up. May kicks, fires. It's low at the feet of Miller, the shortstop from Eastern Tennessee. Just might hear his name called in this year's draft. One of the better mid-major shortstops. Here comes the 3-2. He takes it inside. Works a walk off a full count. Miller's aboard.
Now, one of the reasons why May might be in this game is he's a left-handed pitcher. You look at the splits on YD as a team. Against lefties, the team has an average of 187. That's 10th in the Cape League. But against right-handed pitchers, they're hitting 246, which is second best in the league. So struggling a little bit against these southpaws.
Lefty-lefty matchup for May against Nolan Traeger, the DH. He looks to first. Miller was back there quickly. Miller over on first. 6 steals. He leads the team with that mark. So watch out for him. Quick lead. Another throw back is not in time. The man up to bat, Nolan Traeger, 10 games deep into his YD tenure. A .241 batting average, couple of doubles and 7 hits. Played at TCU this past year. Here comes the pitch. The first offer is low and away. Ball number 1 to Traeger. He hit .327 in the Big 12 this year. 8 doubles, 3 triples, 3 homers for Traeger. Played 46 games at catcher. Here's the 1-0. In there, a fastball strike. Counts even at 1-1. Started a few games at catcher here. He's DHing today. The throw to first, not in time. Miller not getting massive leads off the base, but just enough for May to feel the need to toss over. May checks first, runner goes, the throw home, that's lined into right field, a base hit for Traeger. Chugging over to third is Miller. Runners on the corners after a single from Traeger with no one out.
That's just a beautiful hit and run executed by Traeger. Left the ball over the plate, able to rip that one into right field. And Miller, who's got some speed, able to easily take an extra base.
Got an easy advantage off that hit. Now here comes the infield and Tim O'Connor to check on Ian May after he's allowed 2 straight base runners to start his outing. A little pick-me-up talk from the pitching coach.
Well, May coming into this game, 13 base runners allowed in 5 innings of work. So still looking to get through that. The big picture, though, is he's able to limit those runs. Out of those 13 base runners, only 5 have come across to score. 4 of those were earned.
Hasn't allowed the free passes either, only 1 issued in a Kettler uniform in 5 innings. Here comes the home plate umpire, Timothy Carey, to end the party. Everyone disperses. May's alone on the hill again. He'll pitch to Chris Hakopian, the right-handed swinging third baseman. Leaving Maryland. He was 2 for 4 yesterday. Drove in a run. Brother of Eddie. Another former great Maryland Terrapin. Chris Hakopian on his way to Texas A&M. May fires to first. Loves that pickoff move. So just one more note on Ryan Buckler and his outing. As May goes home, high chopper over the pitcher's mound. Charging and firing to first is Matthews. Not in time. A run scores on the infield single by Chris Hakopian. Miller came in to score. Now it's runners on first and second with no one down. A 4-2 ball game. Cotuit still leads.
It was a bit of a Baltimore chop. Just took that high first hop over a leaping May on the mound. I mean, May is tall out on the mound, which is already raised up above the infield. So for the ball to get over it, it just chopped up way high. And then it was a great bare hand by Matthews, just unable to beat out the speedy Hakopian.
Hakopian, fleet of foot, beat out the throw. He's drove in both runs today on a ground out and now an infield single. First throw home to the bunting Soldra. He pulled it back. That was a ball. It's 1-0. 4-2 ball game. Cotuit up. Red Sox trying to chip away. May's got traffic. A runner on second and first. Matthews holding him close to second. That pitch is low. 2-0. Soldra, the batter, a man you do not want to miss to. One of the leading marks in OPS in all of the Cape League. And this is his last game. Here's the throw home. Takes it, a fastball strike. It's 2-1. Soldra went 1 for 3 last game. Walked and struck out. May peering over his glove to home. Comes set at the belt. Works third base side of the rubber. Checks second. Kicks. Fires home. That's lifted. A high pop-up into foul ground. Attili's chasing it down to the screen. And it's just out of play. 2-2. A.J. Soldra, 333 average this summer, 574 slugging percentage. His 953 OPS is good for 5th in the Cape League. He was recently surpassed by Jack Natilli, who has the number 3 mark in the league now, a 1021 OPS. The 2-2. Swing and a miss on one that gets away from Natilli. Each runner advances, so Mays strikes out Soldra, but Natilli can't stop the ball behind the plate. And now you got a runner on second and third.
You get the first out. The only downside is 2 now in scoring position for the Red Sox, looking to chip into this 4-2 Cotuit lead. And in this middle part of the Red Sox lineup, they haven't been hitting today, but they have been hitting this season, so you always have to be careful.
5 hits on the day for the Red Sox to score their 2 runs. In steps Braden Dowd, the former USC center fielder, swings and misses on a high fastball, 0-1. The runner on second is Chris Hakopian. Nolan Traeger's on third. First base is open with 1 out. The pitch, chopped foul straight back. It's 0-2. Dowd is 0 for 2. Pair of flyouts to left and right. Still some sun peeking through early in the evening here in Dennis. 0-2 count. May looking for his second out of the frame. Fastball's just outside. 1-2. 4-2 is your score. Cotuit leads Whitey. Cotuit looking for win number 8. May kicks, fires, check, no swing. Pitch was low. It's 2-2. We've talked about May getting hit around a little bit. He's more of a control artist. Likes to keep things over the plate and pitch to contact. That's what you're going to get sometimes. The 2-2 is low. Swing and a miss. Now he's missing bats. Second strikeout in a row for Ian May.
They say pressure makes diamonds, and Ian May able to succeed under some pressure.
It'll be real success if he can strand each of these runners, but I think we've got a pitching change on our hands anyway. I think they're pulling May after only getting 2 batters out. He's faced 5 here in the 6th, and yeah, here comes a new arm for Cotuit. May's day is done swiftly. I'll tell you more about the new pitcher here in a moment. In the bottom of the 6th, 4-2 ball game, Cotuit is up.
The Kettleers interns in the very popular t-shirt toss is brought to you by Paul J. Casalt & Sons, certified roofing experts, proudly serving Cape Cod and Plymouth since 1927. If you've got roofing, siding, or gutter needs, let the Casalt family take care of your family.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all, from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
Kettleers Baseball is brought to you by Mid-Cape Oral Surgeons, the maxillofacial surgery and dental implant center of South Yarmouth. Doctors Thea Herodis, Meyer, and Sarapak are the Cape's leading experts in oral biopsies, wisdom teeth extractions, and dental implant reconstructive surgery.
Kyle Remington's the new pitcher for the Kettleers to get the last out here in the 6th. He enters with traffic on the base paths. A runner on second and third, Hakopian and Traeger. Remington's made one appearance this summer. 2 innings of hitless ball, did allow a run. But he's been really solid, and the one time we've seen him, he's committed to Illinois from Minnesota, the incoming junior right-hander.
This season, just very limited reps with the Kettleers. In fact, he's only appeared in 1 game. He went 2 innings, allowed no hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. Able to see him around town, you could say, around the village.
Yeah, to put it in simple terms. Seen him popping around here and there. Well, Remington's going to face a couple of righties. I think that's why he's brought in the game here. First batter is Carpentier. His fire is down low. Carpentier, a very early check. Didn't go around. It's 1-0. Remington employs a massive leg kick up and over the hip. Here comes the 1-0. Breaking pitch drops in. 1-1. Remington pitched against Falmouth on 4th of July. Here comes his 1-1. Swing and a miss on a low changeup. Remington coming off a career high in innings with Minnesota. 64 1/3, 14 starts. Here comes his 1-2, just a bit low. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Traffic on 2nd and 3rd. Remington trying to get out of it. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikes out Carpentier to exit the frame. Keeps the game 4-2 and strands 2 Red Sox. Cotuit in the lead going into the top of 7.
Beacon Gardens is a proud sponsor of the Kets, Osterville's premier garden center. Located on Osterville, West Barnstable Road, Beacon Gardens prides itself on quality products and excellent customer service. Check out their tremendous assortment of garden products. That's Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center.
Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people, is your go-to team for Boston's professional athletes and people across New England. So if an injury is slowing you down, Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on Cape Cod. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs. Go Cats!
Need an ice cream fix this summer? Stop by the Four Seas Ice Cream in Centerville, the oldest ice cream shop in Massachusetts. They've been in business 91 years, carrying many of the same unbelievable flavors. Visit Four Seas Ice Cream and taste the difference.
Four-two ball game. Cotuit up on YD, a new pitcher on the mound for the Red Sox. It's Rodney Pena, the right-hander out of Weatherford College.
Rodney's 6 foot flat, 206. Has 1 appearance this year. He went 2/3 of an inning. Allowed no hits. 1 run, it was earned. Walked 2, struck out 1.
Pena facing off against Caden Bogenpole. Then Ryan Farber. First pitch, a fastball, a little outside a ball. Then it's Nolan Stevens in the hole. That's 2, 3, and 4 in the Ket's order. Pena, a slow step, a long pause, a kick, and a delivery. That's hit hard and high into left field. Coming to his right to play it is Soldra for out number 1.
Now batting for Cotuit, the shortstop from Auburn, number 33, Ryan Barber.
Season at Weatherford. Pena was nails out of their bullpen. $1.25 earned run average, 8 saves out of the pen in 21 innings. Pitches against Ryan Farber, switch hitter batting lefty. Waggles the bat behind his head. Here comes his first pitch, a fastball ripped in there. You can tell that has some velo on it. Pena from Patterson, New Jersey. Steps, pauses, fires. A low pitch, it's 1-1. The third baseman, Hakopian, playing well off the bag. Holenfield shifted to pull for Farber. Ball and a strike with 1 down, no one on base for Farber. Here in the top of 7. 4-2 ball game. Cotuit trying to extend their lead. Swing and a miss on a low pitch. Farber was down to a knee with that one. He'll readjust and get back in the box. Ball and 2 strikes. 1 down here in the top of 7. Here it comes. Swinging a chop foul back into the trees behind the backstop. Count stays 1-2. Wind has almost entirely stopped here at Red Wilson Field, and the clouds have overtaken the sky again. The blue is gone, unfortunately. Here comes the 1-2. Curveball is low. That's a good pitch. Stays up there for a while and has some late drop to it. Pena versus Farber. It's a 2-2 count. Here it comes. Swing and a miss on the fastball. 2 down quickly for Pena.
Well, you mentioned it had some velo. That is a quick fastball. I mean, it's got speed just coming out of the hand of Pena. I wouldn't be shocked if it's plus mid-90s for sure.
Farber shares some knowledge about Pena to Stevens, who takes his spot in the left-handed batter's box. Pena plays with the tempo. Quick pitch to Stevens, a high fastball. And then you'll go to that slow windup where he steps, holds for a couple of seconds, and then whips into his motion. Or he'll just get right into it. Here's the slow wind. Steps, kicks, fires. A high chopper straight into the netting. Off to the right side. It's 1-1. Ball and a strike to Stevens. 2 down, no one on. Pena looking good. Here comes his 1-1, the quick pitch, swing and a miss. Straight through it. 1-2, and Pena has the Kets out of sorts. Hard shift right to the infield. Here comes the 1-2. High, almost on the shoulder of Stevens. It's 2-2. So Pena seems to go slow, fast, slow with his pitches, alternating speed of delivery. He'll stay slow with this one. The 2-2, just a touch high. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Stevens. Pena, ready for the 3-2. Pauses, glove to his chest, kicks, fires home. That's lined through the middle, a base hit with 2 down for Nolan Stevens. He's into first.
That was a good job by Stevens timing up that heat. Right back up the middle. Got solid barrel of the ball. Timing didn't throw him off.
And now Jack Natilli steps up. He is 2 for 3 with a grand slam and a double. 5 homers in the last 4 games for Natilli. Not to mention a handful of doubles. First pitch to him is low. It's a 1-0 count from Pena to Natilli. Up to a .293 average this season. Pena settle on the mound. Here comes the 1-0, skipped in. Runner goes. Stevens, feet first, slide is in there, and the throw gets away, but quickly on it was the center fielder, Dowd, so no more advance from Stevens.
He took a quick hop up and turned to look, see if he could take third base. Went on the side of caution. He's content with just being in scoring position.
Stevens takes second. 4-2 ball game. Ketts up here in the top of 7. Call that a wild pitch, no steal for Stevens. Catcher Connor Capisi with the head man and the home plate umpire checking something out. So the pause and play ends. Capisi with his helmet off. We return to play. Natilli re-enters the right-handed batter's box. Pena pitching into a 2-0 count. Two down, a runner on second. That's Nolan Stevens. Pena steps off the mound. And I think they're going to intentionally walk Natilli. Oof. Well, that's fair. Hitting over 500 in the month of July. I'd walk him too.
I can't say that I blame them. I mean, it is his month.
It's a fair point. So Natilli takes first. Gives way for Easton Winfield stepping into the left-handed batter's box. 2 on for him. Stevens is on second as well. Pena with the untucked jersey is set at his chest, kicks and deals, skips in a pitch. He allowed 1 run in 2/3 of an inning in his lone outing coming into this game. Struck out 1, walked 2. Didn't allow a hit though. Pena's set, preparing for the 1-1 delivery. Kicks, pitches, big swing and a miss on a low one. 1-1. Pena coming off of his freshman year at the JUCO level with Weatherford. The righty checks second. He unloads the 1-1. A fastball is on the upper corner. 1-2. Winfield is hitless today. In his last start, he went 3 for 3 in that last game against Brewster, in which the Kettleers scored 19 runs. Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a tapper just off the end of the bat. Stays 1-2. Winfield re-enters the box. Low, wide stance for the lefty. Pena staring him down, standing tall, third base side. 4-2 ball game. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Cuts on it. No swing. Did not break the plane, drawing the ire of the Red Sox fans. So it's 2-2. That pitch skipped off home plate, and Winfield maybe had his bat an inch from crossing the plane. That was close. So it's a 2-2 count with 2 on, 2 outs here in the top of 7. Pena, here it comes. Fastball's just outside. 3-2 count. 4-2 ball game. Cotuit has the advantage. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Winfield batting with 2 men on. The lefty faces the righty. Pena kicks, deals, outside, ball 4. Bases are juiced for Luke Matthews.
It was a very critical check swing call that made that at bat possible.
Here comes Luke Matthews. 2 down. Runners at all stations for him. Easton Winfield walked. Jack Natilli was intentionally walked. And Nolan Stevens singled up the middle. So here's Nolan. Luke Matthews, excuse me. Stevens is on third. First pitch is lined into right or left. That's a base hit. 1 run comes to score. Natilli chugging home. Throw is away. He scores. He has to go back to touch the plate. He jumped over Pena to try and get home. Now it's a 6-2 ball game off a 2-run single by Luke Matthews.
Just an interesting play all around. Winfield sent that ball, Luke Matthews sent that ball right into the left center field gap, and runners were going off with the crack of the bat. Stevens scored easily, and as Natilli was coming home, the throw was heading home as well. The catcher, Capisi, had to crouch down to make the catch, and Natilli jumped over him, but over-jumped home plate.
So all of a sudden, it's a 6-2 ball game. First pitch to Dean West is low and away. Winfield's on third. Luke Matthews is on second. He advanced on the throw home. Again, a line drive out to left field. That scored Stevens and Natilli. Here's the pitch. High fastball, and Pena is losing the command. 26 pitches deep into this frame. Two-out rally from the Kettleers continues. Here comes the 2-0. On the corner, strike 1. West 1 for 2. Walked his first time up. Has a single and a pop-up. Pena staring down home. Kicks and fires. That's flared off to the left, foul, out of play. Pena sporting the big grass stain on the left leg after he had to dive to try and get a throw that came home. Jack Natilli jumped over him to try and score a run. 2-2 count. The throw home by Pena, swing and a chopper straight back. Stays 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Still 2 men on. And this is what the Kettleers have been trying to do all season. Start 2-out rallies, especially with runners in scoring position. That's been the big issue team-wide. They're hitting .300 tonight in those situations. Here comes the 2-2 from Pena. Taken down low, a ball. West has worked a 3-2 count, and that was Pena's 30th pitch of the frame. 3 balls, 2 strikes. West is ready in the left-handed batter's box. Pena fires home. Swing and a liner past the first baseman. That'll score Winfield. Running around third and getting the wave home is Matthews. He scores as well. Another 2-run single, this time by Dean West. It's been blown open. 8-2 Kets.
It's been a pair of 4-run innings. All the damage coming in some crooked numbers. Dean West just able to time up a pitch and send it into right field. You got quickness on the base paths with 2 outs, just able to continue running.
Now the bat's passed to Case Sanderson. Got a runner on first. Infield stays shifted to their rights. Pena fires home. A first pitch strike. He needed that. So credit Dean West with a 2-run single. He's got a 2-for-4 day. He's the runner on first for Case Sanderson, searching for his first hit of the day. It's a high fastball, 1-1. 2 down, a runner on first. Cotuit, one of their better offensive days. They've had a couple of up and down games. They scored 9 against Wareham, but lost 16-9. Here comes the 1-1. Breaking pitch drop, so out of the zone. 2-1 count with 2 outs. Cats have scored their 8 runs on 9 hits. Haven't committed an error in the field. Pena fires home the 2-1. Breaking pitch didn't break. Stayed high. It's 3-1. Two down. The Kettleers have done all their damage with 2 outs. Ryan Farber struck out. Caden Bogenpole flew out to start the inning. The 3-1 tapped hard on the ground, first base side. It was out of play. 3-2. Sanderson, the 9-hole hitter. The only other man who hasn't batted in this inning is Jaron Vincula. He's on deck. Five-pitch at-bat to Case Sanderson. He's worked it to 3-2. Pena. Long hold on the hill. The 3-2. Swinging a hard liner to the second baseman. Played, sliding, made by Jack Bell. 8-2 ball game. We're going to the bottom of the 7th. Oh, my.
Hey, it's Chris, and when I'm looking for a cold treat, I go to 4 Seas Ice Cream in Centerville, the oldest ice cream shop in Massachusetts. They've been in business 91 years, carrying many of the same unbelievable flavors. Visit 4 Seas Ice Cream and taste the difference.
Hi, I'm Connor Shue. Kettleers Baseball is brought to you by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 681 Falmouth Road in Mashpee. That's the Callahans from Kinlan Grover Compass, proud sponsors and longtime fans of the Kettleers.
The Kettleer Interns and the very popular T-shirt toss are brought to you by Paul J. Casalt & Sons, certified roofing experts proudly serving Cape Cod and Plymouth since 1927. If you've got roofing, siding, or gutter needs, let the Casalt family take care of your family.
Eight to 2 is your score. Kettleers up going into the bottom of the 7th. Kyle Remington remains on the mound, and he pitches with an even bigger lead. Kets up by 6 after another 4 spot in the top of the 7th. The bats have given him plenty of insurance. Here comes Garrett Wright, the right-handed swinging right fielder, to face him. Then it's Connor Capisi and Jack Bell who made the play to end the top of the 7th. Kettleers sent 8 of 9 up to the plate in that frame. That's flared out to right. Foul. 0-1 count to right. Couple of flyouts this game. Here comes the 0-1 from Remington. Lined hard on the ground to shortstop. Matthews gloves, fires a high ball to first. And Sanderson got it in time. 1 down.
Now batting for Whitey, the catcher from Creighton, number 16, Connor Capisi.
Here comes Capisi from Creighton. Hit well over 300 with the Blue Jays this year. Still searching for that second base hit on Cape. That pitch in there is a strike. Remington works quickly. Capisi is 1 for 2. His lone appearance before this game was a pinch hit appearance last game. 1-0 for 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Check no swing, but it dropped in anyway. Capisi, a 349 average, an OPS just shy of 900 at Creighton. 172 at-bats, primarily as a catcher. Here comes the 0-2. In there, called strike 3. Kyle Remington, quickly 2 down.
Cotuit pitchers Ian May and Kyle Remington. This is going between the two of them. Out of the past 5 Red Sox to step up to the plate, 4 of them down on strikeouts.
Now Remington faces the 9-hole hitter, a lefty, Jack Bell. Bell's 0 for 2. The kick and the delivery, a low pitch from Remington. One 1-0 is the count. No one on base. 2 down. The pitch. Inside a ball. 8-2 ball game. Cotuit up big here late. Some sun shining through the clouds behind the stadium. Becoming a nice night. Clouds have almost totally drawn out of the way. The 2-0 is swung on and missed. 2 balls to 1 strike. Jaron Advincula playing with his feet in the outfield. The first baseman, Case Sanderson, behind the bag. The 2-1 drops right in there. Deep changeup for Remington has been a good pitch today. He comes set. High leg kick, the 2-2 swing and a miss on a low breaking ball. And Kyle Remington goes 1-2-3. He's retired all 4 batters he's seen. It's 8-2. Ket's up going into the top of 8.
The Kettleers Call to the Bullpen is brought to you by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things in real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 618 Falmouth Road in Mashpee. That's the Callahans from Kinlan Grover Compass, proud sponsors and longtime fans of the Kettleers.
Boston Hand to Shoulder are a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers. Trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people. Their expert team treats everything from sports injuries to everyday wear and tear, helping patients of all ages get back to what they love. Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on the Cape. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
New pitcher is Justin Lee, the right-hander from UCLA, facing off against the top of the Kettleers order. Jaron Advincula, Caden Bogenpole, Ryan Farber due up for the Kettleers. 8-2 ball game. Ket's batting with a significant lead, continuing their torrid July.
Lee will try to quiet the bats in his relief appearance. This will be his 3rd appearance of the season for the Red Sox. He's already worked 3 innings. Allowed 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned. Struck out 2, walked 6. The UCLA Bruins staring down another Cal native, Jaron Advincula.
Here comes Justin Lee for his first offer to Advincula. Fires home a low fastball. Advincula took all the way. 1-0 count. Advincula, the first batter of the frame. It's the top of the 8th. Lee, his second summer with YD. Here's his throw home. High fastball brushed Advincula well off the plate. 9 ERA and 2 appearances and 3 innings pitched this summer. Had a tough year at school. 675 earned run average in 32 innings. Here comes his 2-0. That's low, just nicked the corner. 2-1. Lee, his 2-1 pitch coming up. Hit and lined out into left field. That sinks towards the wall, a base hit. Advincula digging for 2. He's in there standing with a double.
Advincula now 3 hits on the day. All have gone opposite field. That one, I mean, left center field, that's the least opposite field he's gone.
Hit it out to the alley, and just another day for Jaron Advincula. 3 for 4. Hit by a pitch as well. Another day at the office. Now it's Caden Bogenpole searching for his first knock of the evening. 0 for 3 with a walk. Digs in the left-handed batter's box. He's hitting with a leadoff base runner on second. That's Advincula. First pitch drops away. It's 1-0. That double was Advincula's 5th of the summer. He leads the Kets in that category now. In the dirt, 2-0. Justin Lee into this one. 6 pitches, 2 strikes thrown. Lee, a long check of second. He kicks, fires home. A fastball is in there, a strike. 2-1. Kettleers 10 hits, another double-digit day in that department. Seen plenty of that lately. The 2-1. Hard chop foul well over the press box into the parking lot. Watch out for your car. Two-two count. Lee is back into this one. No outs, a runner on second. Here comes the 2-2. Big cut and a miss on a low breaking pitch. Out number 1. One down for Ryan Farber. Coming up with a runner on second. That's Jaron Advincula. 8-2 ball game. Cotuit leads. Lee checks second, fires home. A fastball is inside. Farber spit on that one. Ball, no strikes, 1 down, a runner on second. 8-2 ball game. Kettleers coming off a 2-2 tie of Orleans last night. Here comes the 1-0, lined on the ground. Played on a hop by the second baseman. Bell made the play in time. 2 down. Advincula advanced to third.
Now batting for Cotuit, the right fielder from the University of Oklahoma, number 16.
Here comes Nolan Stevens on his way to Oklahoma for his junior season coming out of Mississippi State. 1 for 2 today, has scored a pair of runs. He's gotten hit twice as well. Stevens is ready in the left-handed batter's box. Lee, his first offer. In there, a strike. 0-1 count. 2 down, a runner on third. Jaron Advincula. Kettleers trying to tack on a little more insurance. Lee kicks, fires the 0-1. A fastball misses. Lee has gotten his bearings a little more in the past couple of batters. He missed often to Advincula, and then he deposited one into left field. It's 8-2 Cats. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Drops in a strike on the outer half. 1-2. YD 12-6-2 coming into this one. They remain atop the entire Cape League with a league-leading 12 wins. Here's the 1-2. Hard chopper over towards second. Another play for Bell. And a lazy throw over to first was in time to retire the side. No score here in this frame. It's 8-2. Kettleers lead going into the bottom half of the 8th as darkness descends here on Red Wilson Field.
The Kettleers in turns, and the very popular T-shirt toss is brought to you by Paul J. Casalt & Sons, certified roofing experts, proudly serving Cape Cod and Plymouth since 1927. If you've got roofing, siding, or gutter needs, let the Casalt family take care of your family.
Hi, Connor Shue here. Beacon Gardens is Osterville's premier garden center. Located on Osterville and West Barnstable Road, Beacon Gardens prides itself on quality products and excellent customer service. Check out their tremendous assortment of garden products. That's Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center.
You'll be ready to power up when the power goes out with generator maintenance and service from RCA Electric in Mashpee. From preventative maintenance plans to 24/7 emergency service, trust RCA to keep your generator humming. Call us or visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. Generating trust.
Kyle Remington re-enters for his second full inning of work. Faces off against Cody Miller, Nolan Traeger, and Chris Hakopian, 1, 2, and 3 in the order for YD. It's getting rather dark here at Red Wilson Field. Clouds have overtaken the sky. Remington, a first pitch fastball, is letter high. 1-0 count. Remington, the tall righty, probably trying to close this one down. The kick and the 1-0. That's just inside. No lights here at Red Wilson Field, so this game will be ended as soon as it's deemed too dark to play. That could happen before the end of 9. Breaking pitch is low, 3-0 count to Cody Miller, who's 1 for 2 with a walk. He stole 2 bases after singling his first time up. The 3-0 Remington kicks and pitches. A fastball hits the corner. Miller has been a good top of the order bat all summer. .261 batting average coming into this one. And he works a walk. His second of the day.
Now, those are the only 2 walks issued to Red Sox by Kettleers pitching.
One by Remington, one by Ian May. May was only allowed to go 2/3 of an inning. Allowed a couple of hits and 1 run. Did strike out, too, to end his time on the hill. But Ryan Buckler, 5 innings, 1 run, only 3 base runners. Remington out of the stretch. Fouled back over the screen by Nolan Traeger, the DH. So leadoff base runner is Cody Miller. Remington peering over there at first. The righty straight up on the hill, a short kick and a fire. It's low, ball one. Some dark clouds almost look like they're threatening rain. You sure hope that doesn't happen here.
I second that.
The 1-1, high fastball. Near the helmet of the batter, Traeger. Traeger, a .241 average this summer. Throw back to first, not in time. Sanderson didn't even apply a tag.
I think we're supposed to have some showers tomorrow.
Think so, the second off day of the week for the Cape League. Had the off day on Monday. Runner goes, throw down from Natilli. Tag applied by Matthews in time. Got him on that outer arm. And that's out number one.
Natilli can do it with his bat, and Natilli can do it with his arm. All aspects of his game just firing on all cylinders right now.
We talked to Lauren Hibbs, and he said that he's got to make some improvements behind the plate, but he's certainly got the arm. The 2-2 pitch, flared foul, golfed up and away. It's 2-2. Natilli with a hose behind the plate. Thrown out a handful of base runners this year already. So now Remington pitches uncontested on the bases. The 2-2 is just outside. Now that was borderline. That was the sixth pitch of the at-bat. They called it just outside. Here's the 3-2. It's low on the knees. Ball four to Traeger. Here's Chris Hakopian, the now Texas A&M Aggie, previously a Terrapin. Here comes Tim O'Connor. Wants to check with Kyle Remington. Rest of the infield comes in as well as the catcher, Jack Natilli. Don't think there's going to be a replacement out of the bullpen. Don't see anyone jogging out of there. So just a courtesy check of Remington out there on the hill. Hakopian just pacing around the batter's box. Meeting of the minds concludes. So Remington should be able to finish out this inning. It's the bottom of the eighth. 8-2 ball game. Crowd is dispersed a little bit. Still some loyal fans here and there along the backstop. First pitch to Hakopian is just inside a ball. Hakopian this summer has been a little up and down. 234 average, 650 OPS. One homer and a triple. Here comes the 1-1, abbreviated delivery. That shot high in the air into shallow right. Stevens looking up at it, and he plays it head high for out number two.
Now batting for Whitey, the left fielder from UConn, number 28.
In steps A.J. Soldra, maybe the most dangerous bat in this order. Well over a 300 average this summer. And to this point, he has 4 homers. Soldra, a 952 OPS. He steps into the left-handed batter's box. Finished up his last year at Seton Hall, going to UConn, staying in the Big East. First pitch to him, he takes a strike. Big East not necessarily known for baseball, but you see a few names popping up here and there, especially with YD. You see some Creighton, some Xavier, some UConn, some Seton Hall. Whole lot of blue. The 0-1 is golfed foul over the screen, out of play. It's 0-2. And Soldier started his college journey at New Jersey Tech over in the America East Conference. Okay. Kyle Remington, the 0-2. Swing and a miss. His fourth punch-out gets him out of the inning. 2 1/3 complete for Kyle Remington takes us to the top of the ninth. Kets will bat with a 6-run lead. It's 8-2. Well, never mind. The game's over. 8-2, Cotuit wins, and I was going to mention it's getting fairly dark out here. Absolutely no sun peeking through anymore. A sheet of cloud covers the stadium as Cotuit takes the season series to this point up 2-1 over YD with a dominant 8-2 victory, Chris.
Well, it was a couple of big innings that really sealed the deal for the Cats. A 4-run fifth inning that was made possible by a grand slam from Jack Natilli, and a 4-run seventh inning with just some peppering of hits and good pitches being taken here and there. Overall, just another complete game for the Kettleers.
No errors, 10 hits. Just overall, good baseball played in all facets. And Chris, I guess as we enter the post-game show here, what do you look to as the first thing that has stood out to you in this game as the deciding factor for the Cats?
Jack Natilli. Probably be a good name to start with. But if just going more as a team style of questioning and answer, I would say the bats are still there for Cotuit. 10 hits, 8 runs. You look at the guys left on base. Cotuit did struggle early on with that, but towards the second half of the game, really able to settle down. The Cats left 8 on base today. Not nearly as bad as we've seen throughout this season, but I mean, they were doing successful with runners in scoring position, and that's the big thing. Natilli able to barrel down with 3 on base. You look at, especially in the 7th, Luke Matthews and Dean West with runners in scoring position, able to lace a pair of RBI singles. That's the good takeaway from the game today. Sorry to cut you off. Ryan Buckler. We're going to forget about him, but, those 5 innings of scoreless 1-run baseball that he pitched, that's just another great way to start off.
He was incredible, and it's cool to see because we talked about how he pitched in the Cape League playoff last summer with Cotuit, and now he went 5 innings of relief against Bourne, and he comes in again after not starting all summer and does a job. He went 5 innings, only allowed 3 base runners, all hits, struck out 1, allowed 1 earned run, and he gets his second victory of the summer. A .77 ERA for Buckler in double-digit innings now. He has been nothing short of incredible, and they're going to give Kyle Remington the long save as well.
Remington came into this game with 2 on, 2 out. Both runners were in scoring position, and he was able to buckle down and get a strikeout swinging to end that inning. And then from then on out was spending some dominant pitching, went 3 up, 3 down in the 7th, and then in the 8th did surrender a pair of leadoff walks, but able to end the game on a high note with a strikeout. Just overall, great performance out of the bullpen from Remington, who is still getting acclimated to his time as a Kettleer.
He's down to an ERA of just over 2. Through his 2 appearances, gets his first save. 2 1/3 innings pitched, 4 strikeouts, only 2 base runners allowed, a pair of walks at the top of the 8th, but Jack Natilli helped his cause throughout one of those base runners. And then Nolan Traeger got on, but he was left at first after Chris Akopian flew out, and he struck out A.J. Soldier, the hottest bat in the YD order, swinging to end his last game as a YD Red Sox. So, Kyle Remington, solid. The rest of the staff, solid. And the bats for Cotuit. Already talked about Jack Natilli quite a lot. Let's look at Jaron Vincula for a second. 3 for 4 day, up to a .360 batting average this summer. Is there a chance this guy goes back-to-back as the batting title winner in the Cape?
It'll be close. If there's anyone that can do it, it would be Jaron Vincula. He's really finding his form. There was even a period of a couple games where he was going an 0 for 5 day or an 0 for 4 day, and he was able to just go back to his true form. Just seeing his plate discipline, his approach. He's been doing solid. He's currently third in the Cape League in batting average. He still trails Josiah Ragsdale and Jackson Willits. Now, Ragsdale, if memory serves me right, he's no longer on Cape. I don't think he'll hit the qualified games and at-bats. Jackson Willits, that's a big name. See how long he's out here. But for Jaron Advincula, if he's here the entire season, that will be a great start to this back-to-back Contact King of the Cape title defense.
And he's doing it with more power. He's up to 5 doubles already this summer. He had 4 last summer with 1 long ball. So in a moment, we're going to take it over to our sideline reporter who's with Ryan Buckler, the winning pitcher today.
Hey guys, welcome to the On Deck Circle over here. Brooke Kilgore joined by Ryan Buckler tonight, who gets the win. 5 straight innings, only 1 strikeout, a 7.7 ERA for you tonight. First of all, how are you feeling after all that?
I'm feeling good. It was great to get the win. Offense put up 8 runs too, so it helps getting a win when your offense puts up 8 runs. So.
Talk to you a little bit about resiliency tonight. You gave up 1 earned run in that first inning and then 4 scoreless right after that. What was kind of the mindset up on the mound tonight?
Get outs, throw strikes. No walks, which was good. I love pounding the zone, so I know it was only 1K, but it was good to just get after and get out. So, and it's my pitch count. So.
Definitely. There you go. Of course, you got the nod, the starting nod tonight. We've seen you more in the reliever position here throughout this season. What was that like, having someone come up to you and say, you're on the mound?
Oh, it was great. O'Connor called me yesterday and asked me if I could start, and I said, yeah. So, yeah.
And your whole family was practically here. Did you give them a call as soon as you found out?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, they were home when he called me, so I just let them know right away. I live with them actually, so they live right down the road in Barnstable. So.
Hometown hero out here. Of course, last question for you. 1 start at FAU. You came in last season for Cotuit. 10 innings pitched around there. How are you changing the narrative for your story as a reliever turned starter?
I don't think my mindset really changes with it. I just try and go out there, throw strikes, and mix well. So it wasn't a big change or anything. So, yeah.
Congratulations on getting back to you guys.
Thank you again, Brooke. You heard it there first from the man himself, Ryan Buckler, starter. Call it like that, and that might be his role for the rest of the summer with the Kettleers. He's been nothing but solid. Didn't allow a single earned run out of the pen, and only 1 as a starter through his 5 innings today. Just a great performance on his end and overall from the Kettleers. And we'll go back to Jack Natilli for a moment. 2 for 3, another homer, another grand slam, and he just continues to rake.
All right, so we're just going to go ahead and look at the last 7 days of stats. Jack Natilli's appeared in 6 games in that time frame. 5 home runs, 12 RBIs. He's batting .500. He's slugging .1,400. And, I mean, he's just doing all-around great stuff. And I think we'll be able to hear from him momentarily.
I think Brooks got him for a second interview here, so we're going to go back to our sideline reporter, Brooke Kilgore.
All right, guys, here with Jack Natilli, catcher tonight, and records his 5th home run of the season, 4 consecutive games for you, Jack. I swear, you're getting tired of talking to me. I feel like we keep pulling you every single game.
That's all right. I'll keep hitting them, yeah.
Sounds good. So 4 consecutive home games, as we mentioned. Has the mindset changed at all? Are you looking to just kind of swing for the fences, or are you trying to stay disciplined behind the plate?
No, it's the same approach every time. I think I spoke about this yesterday. It's really just looking for my pitch, and I guess I've gotten it a lot of times in the last few games, and that's a good thing. And just keep working on the swing before the game and getting ready and being prepared when I do get it.
A little bit of a lull there in the game. You guys were down 1-0 coming out of the first. What was it like to kind of change the momentum for tonight's game?
It was good. I mean, 4 runs goes a long way in these games, and I think that gave us a good chance to win, and then everyone just keeps stacking good ABs.
A little bit of a different story tonight. You were the backstop for the Cats tonight here at the park. Was there any different approaches that you were taking considering you weren't the DH?
No, I think I'm a little more involved when I'm catching because I got to manage the staff, and that's the most important thing. But working on that, just focusing on my ABs when they come, but really doing a good job for my defense and helping my pitchers out.
All right, that has been Jack Natilli. We're sending it back to you guys in the box.
Thank you again, Brooke, and thank you, Jack Natilli. The man's been putting on a show.
I will say, good professionalism from Natalia as Connor Smith and Peyton Manko were attempting to distract him during that interview from Brooke, but he was able to stay professional.
Gotta respect it. He keeps his ducks in a row, to say the least, and he keeps them in a row on a plate as well. He got intentionally walked as well, so he's really striking fear into the pitching staffs across Cape and really making his name known. He hit .330 at Cincinnati this year, and he's just below .300 this summer. You know, you can't ask for much more at this point.
No, not at all. I mean, this is a Cotuit team that's really finding its form. What a way to start off the second half of the season.
It sure is, and look who we've got. We've got headman Lauren Hibbs with our sideline reporter Brooke Kilgore. We'll go to them here in a second. Got to speak with him earlier today, so we'll hear a little more here in a moment.
All right, thank you so much for the kind words, first of all, Coach. Really appreciate it. We're here with manager Lauren Hibbs following the 8-2 win over the YD Red Sox. First of all, Coach, your team was absolutely explosive. A little bit of a lull there following the first inning, but your pitcher, Ryan Buckler, gets it going right after that. 4 scoreless innings, and then, of course, with the grand salami out there from Jack Natili. Just walk me through all that.
We made some mistakes early in the game that are uncharacteristic, but then once we got locked in and got rolling, and Jack with the grand slam, we played really well after that. So Buckler was good. You know, we rolled him to a starting spot and wanted to follow him with May. And then Remington was really good out of the bullpen. So really good win against a good team.
What was the decision to throw Buckler out there on the mound tonight, considering he's had more of a reliever position this season?
Well, he started at FAU at times. You know, he started up here last summer when he was at Cotuit, and just felt like, you know, with some of those pitching situations that we're in right now with guys leaving and other guys coming in here in the next 2 or 3 or 4 days, it was kind of a good time to get him out there. We got an off day tomorrow, so just kind of trying to plan it out about every 5 to 6 days. And Tim O'Connor, our pitching coach, has done a really good job with that, and him and I work really well together, and that's a good thing.
Definitely one of the best teams in the CCPL East right now. Do you guys make any changes to your offensive or defensive approaches when you're taking on teams like this?
We seem to play better against the better teams in the league, which is a good sign. You know, we just got to clean up some other things, you know, on some of the other days, and just, again, when we don't walk people, when we throw the ball across the plate and we move around and defend, we're a pretty darn good team. So, you know, cut down on the strikeouts offensively, cut down on the walks pitching-wise, and move around and play defense. We got a chance to play with anybody.
You gave your catcher, Jack Natili, a little bit of a hard time coming to talk to me first, but of course I feel like we've asked this question to him and to you several times, but he's just been connecting on all cylinders out there on the field tonight.
Proud of him because he scuffled early in the summer. You know, it wasn't as good as he wanted it to be, but he's a worker. He's a tough kid. He loves playing, and you know, we're glad that he's up here, and he's just done a lot of good things.
For the final time here from Red Wilson Park, Brooke Kilgore throwing it back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you once again, Brooke, and thank you again to Coach Hibbs. It's been a great post-game show here. We're running on all cylinders here with Cotuit. A great win for the team, 8-2 over YD. Winning pitcher is Ryan Buckler. Losing pitcher, Jack Nobe. Kyle Remington earns the save. Any final thoughts on this one, Chris?
Fun game. Ket's bats are hot. I mean, it is just great to see guys swinging and connecting. Should be a fun rest of the season. The real fun starts now. Second half of the season, plenty still to play for.
The playoff push begins. We'll end this one with a little look around the league. Hyannis at the top of the West Division is up 5-3 on Falmouth in the bottom of 7. Chatham down to Brewster. Brewster got the win in that one, 2-0. Wareham up 10-1 on Orleans. Wareham's at the bottom of the West at this point. And Harwich and Bourne postponed. That one will have to happen another day on July 14th. But to look ahead, everyone gets an off day tomorrow, and then Cotuit takes a look at Falmouth back home on Friday. You'll hear us all there. Chris Albright, Brooke Kilgore, Sorka Lewis. I'm Connor Shue. Everyone, have a great night.